Hello, Jade.
Hello.
Whoa. Energy.
Whoa.
There's energy there.
Energy. You
Energy.
gotta bring the energy. Bring the energy.
I am not bringing the energy today. I'm tired. I am like a comfy cozy kind of tired though.
That's good, because this is gonna be a comfy cozy episode 10.
Yay!
Episode
Yay!
10.
Episode 10. The layout's different.
The layout is different.
Jade made a new layout.
We made a new layout.
Jade made a new layout, and I had one small correction that I wanted to make, and I didn't know how to explain it, so I was being really silly about it. And because I was trying to text while at work, it wasn't exactly clear on what I was saying, and but it's new layout.
And
That's
I was
cool.
like 48 hours of sleep deprivation
Yeah.
when I was busy making it.
Yeah. I also was introduced how to do audio differently on OBS. So that's cool. But
Yeah. You
Jade,
can, because I have one, like I just showed you that setup. I have one for Spotify as well, specifically. So that's how I've been getting my music audio to go when I want it.
I see. Yeah, I probably
Yeah.
should have learned about that sooner. Anyway, Jade, how was your day?
My day, kind of short, I'll be honest. I didn't just wake up, but I did wake up late in the day, as usual.
I think you
But
texted me. Let me think about when you first texted me. I think you first texted me when I was eating lunch.
it was about
But
4:30 my time.
I ate lunch really early. I ate lunch at 10 a.m. because I didn't eat breakfast.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Just after 10.
I ate a cheeseburger at 10 a.m. and then like a couple minutes ago, like 20 minutes ago, I made some pasta that was undercooked. And I made way too much of it and I just threw it away. It was
Look,
so
it
much
happens.
pasta and it was so undercooked. There was not enough water. The pot was too small. There was no flavoring. It was horrible. It was
It
so bad.
happens.
It was so
It happens.
bad. I wasted so much food.
Why don't do you have access when the shit locked down? Do you have access to egg?
I just don't have any eggs in my house.
Why you got no goddamn eggs?
Because my stepdad, it's the only thing he eats, so he eats them all and then keeps them for himself. Because it's the only thing he fucking eats is eggs. He's like a health nut.
It's not even about a health thing. I'm just thinking of like alternatives for you to make because you could just like
I would
boiled
love
egg.
to make. I don't like boiling eggs. I don't like boiled
No,
eggs.
but like here's the
But I like
thing. It's
scrambled
like
eggs.
it's the nice thing about boiled eggs. You may not like them in theory now, right? But
Right.
boil like 8 eggs, right?
Uh-huh.
And then just sit at your desk with
Eat
a
some
bowl
eggs.
of eggs, and you could just crack one open at any time and munch one.
When I think of like eating an egg, I think of like a fucking I don't know. I think of a freak in my head of just someone who only eats eggs. I just think of like a fucking
Look, you don't want to just eat
like a guy who
eggs.
would steal the eggs from a seagull on the beach and then
You
go
you
home and boil them.
you don't want to just eat eggs, though. You don't want to just eat eggs.
That's what my brain fills in the gaps of. It's like, oh, I eat some eggs. Okay, I'll make this my diet for a week.
Because no, you don't want to just eat eggs.
No,
But
just eggs.
why are we talking about food when neither of us know anything about real food?
No, I don't know how to cook.
What we know about though is music. And that brings me to like, remember, I think I mentioned
I'm
it to you
curious on where this
yesterday.
is going.
Like, this is gonna go to Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst
Oh, right.
suing UMG,
Oh,
Universal
right.
Music Group, for $200 million.
200 million. Also, I just want to make a clarification. You said the two of us know things about music. I want to clarify. You know things about music, and I kind of know things about music kinda and then just pretend like I know what you're talking about sometimes. Uh, but 200 million is a lot of money, Jade, isn't it?
200 million is not play money.
200 million
200
is
million
like
is not play money, but
that's
like
like I get to run away on an island and never think about the world ever again
here's an
money.
actual article from Forbes. Who knew I could pull up this, eh?
Oh wow, an article.
an article from Forbes of all
From
places.
Forbes.
Fred fucking Durst. Now, first of all, we can all admit that Fred Durst is a bit of a prick.
Fred Durst is a weirdo.
Like, I'm not somebody who's going to immediately jump in this motherfucker's corner.
No.
I mean,
What is
look
that?
at the
What is that
species.
ad? What is that ad? What's it fucking
I
no
don't know what's
beer gut guy. He's funny looking.
very gut guy. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Forbes, the fuck. She's back. Oh no, her ad just moved down there now. When it moved out of frame. No, it's gone. I love how articles nowadays are just fucking sponsored messes. I love that.
So all of this 200 million
Unpaid royalties.
is of an unpaid royalty,
Wow.
right? So
Wow.
I watched a video about this, and in short, as far as I understand it, right,
Right.
at the height of their career, there are entire periods of time missing from like 97 to like 2004. Like, think about, like, I know I was around then. Like, I'm in South Africa. They were big here.
They're huge. It's limp.
They're
It's
huge. They're international. They are
limp discus.
very well known. They made fuck tons of money for the record company. You see, the record company never actually.
It's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
They were not the when they first
They give me the
approached
credit. Say that shit.
UNG, right?
You leave him with a fat lip.
They were told they were not required to provide them since the account was still so far from recoupment. Think about
Jesus.
that.
So
Think about
they
that.
weren't being paid because it was like no bother paying you. You stole us money. Is that what's going on here?
Right. But then they came back because they investigated further, and then they came back, oh no, we kind of owe you more than 1 million. So how do you go? Think about this. Think about the logic of this. First saying you're so far from recoupment to, oh no, 1 million in royalties, by the way. And then they started investigating further because those two stories don't align, right? Like,
Right.
this doesn't happen days apart.
Right. And when was that you're so far from recruitment statement made again? When was that? Is that recent?
Like, yeah, that's recent. That's
So
like
so
2018, I
so
think.
so how the fuck so Limp Bizkit got its start in like 18 years before that statement, pretty much. Like roughly like 18, 20 years ago. They've been going strong for at least
They've
like
been going
18
since
years.
like the mid 90s, you
Yeah,
could say.
yeah,
Like,
but
Limp
like they've been
Bizkit
going,
is
they've been,
is
yeah, but for the first few years, you could say that's where the buildup happens, where there's not a lot of money being made, you know. But like since 2000, for sure, it's been fucking nothing but
yeah, like,
profit.
you have no
So
excuse by 2000
how the
because if we
fuck,
look at
in
their
18
discography,
years you're
right?
still not breaking even, right? Break stuff and
Look at
stuff.
that.
That whole album
They're
was the 1999. The album
top
that was,
200
I forget the name of
Billboard,
the
top
album.
modern rock artist, top Billboard 200 artist. Like,
Just go to the let's go to the discography and like just see what albums you could see that like. They just scroll up. Scroll up,
there
baby.
we
Yeah, see,
go.
look at
There you go.
fucking 1997 is when they started, right? But by the time you get to 2000, you already have fucking Chocolate
This
Starfish.
album, I
That's a big
remember
album.
a friend of mine having this album and being
Yo, it
like,
released the
"This
day
is
after
the
my
best
birthday.
album." Like, this is a famous album. Look at this
Yeah,
album art. This is wild. Also, the name of the
I
album.
do love the font.
I think the first time I saw this album, I was like, "Really, Fred? Really?"
I
Like,
was
think about the name. Do you know what the name of the album is alluding to?
yeah, buttholes and fucking
Buttholes and
cum.
yeah. Like, really, Fred? He's a child, but like, there's a couple of bangers on this album, I'll admit. My Way was good.
My Way is
Rollin' is
good.
famous.
Rolling. What? Keep rolling, rolling.
My Generation was actually not a bad song either.
I'm not gonna sing that one. I don't know how to sing that one. Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Um,
But this is massive because, like, I think Slipknot came out and said something along like the lines of, yeah, the record companies as well. But like,
music
this is a
companies fucking suck. Like every single time, music like record companies are like the
this
worst, most fucking scummy scam artists to ever live. It's crazy.
it was a one-off mistake caused by
Oops.
an error with the company's software.
Yeah, one-off error. What? Wait, so the deal was made in 1999 and they fucking had a mistake or something and then what? How does it
No,
happen?
the 1 million was paid back in addition to 2.3 mil payment made to disc label for a deal struck in 1999. Like this is fucking 20 plus years
That's
later,
fucking
25 years later. Here's the thing
crazy.
though, right? This is what the record companies have been doing. This is why music is in the state that it's in lately.
Yeah, it's been like this for fucking ever. This is the whole thing with like Michael Jackson, right? That he had a whole thing with this, or was it? I'm thinking of someone else.
No, Michael Jackson was so rich and so like influential and powerful in the music industry is that he essentially acted like a record company in many ways. Because you know about the story of him buying the Beatles.
I do not know about that story. I did not know that he owned
So
the Beatles. I think I probably knew that,
this
but it was
no,
buried in my head.
this is badass in kind of a way, right? You see, the thing is that at one point, I think he was doing something with Paul McCartney, and he asked McCartney like, "How much would you sell like the catalog, the Beatles? Like how much?" Paul McCartney said like, it's the Beatles, it said a stupid number like 60 million. And a couple of days later, it's like they find out no, Michael Jackson bought the Beatles for like 64 million, and McCartney was fucking pissed because every time you play the Beatles,
You're giving
Michael
Michael
Jackson
Jackson.
gets paid,
That's fucked up.
not Paul, not the estate of Lennon, not Ringo,
I
not
think
George.
I
None of
think
them
it's
get paid.
fucked. Well, George is dead.
Michael
I think it's
Jackson.
fucked up that you could just buy that while the two of them are still alive,
Yeah,
and
but
then
that's
Michael
the thing
dies.
yeah, but that's the thing is that it shows that I don't know. This is how these artists are valued, right?
Right.
Then this shows a real breakdown of actual soul because it shows you that the record companies don't fucking
Yeah,
care
record
about art.
companies do not give a fuck about music. They only see music as an investment.
Right.
Same way that like land like fucking real estate companies see homes and houses as investments, even though it's a place where people live. People see like food as it's like this is like art and life that's happening, and people are like, it's more way to make money. They don't give a fuck.
So
It's more
there's
money,
like
more money, more money.
there still are artists out there who
Oh,
are
obviously,
artists, right?
right.
Now, when I say like real passionate art about artists and all of that, like even if they're commercially successful, they still never sold out in the same way others did. Now, when I say that, who comes to mind for you?
With a sellout.
With no, just somebody who is still just an artist,
Oh,
like a
I guess
good
we could say we can. I'm gonna say him because of the recent beef that happened earlier this year. But Kendrick Lamar,
Kendrick
he's a
Lamar.
big name. He's huge, huge name. And there's the whole him and Drake. And I still think that Kendrick Lamar absolutely is an artist. He has his integrity. I don't
Okay,
think
so
he's
I
selling.
don't know. I'll be the first to
I'm
admit
not familiar
I
with Kendrick
don't.
Lamar that much either. But I still respect him as an artist. And I still feel he has
So
artistry to his music,
what
despite the fact that he's huge.
I see. So this is what came to mind for you. Do you know who's a surprising one for me that I never gave the time to myself?
What?
50 Cent.
I did not expect you to say 50 Cent. I know nothing about 50 Cent. I know nothing about like hip hop and rap and anything like that, just so everyone is aware. I This is not
I
my
mean, same.
field, but
I'm a
I only know
rocker.
it through like cultural osmosis and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a rocker first and foremost. I definitely get into my rock, metal, and industrial. That's my alleyway. But like, I've been seeing like I've been going on these YouTube short like brain rot.
The brain rot, the brain rotting. Yes.
Brain rot. But I learn things. I see things. I try to take in what I see, and what I'm
Right.
seeing is that 50 is a surprising motherfucker because I remember back in the day he was just in my mind sort of like the gangster rapper. The biggest thing about him is that he got shot 9 times and walked away.
Good for
Like
him.
he did that thing with Eminem, the whole G Unit thing as well. Like, I didn't see anything that I just
Right.
didn't look. But
Right.
now there's this whole thing of like his decade-long revenge plot against P. Diddy, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I did know. I did know that.
He's got a
I did
Netflix.
know
He's
that.
got a Netflix. Have you heard? This motherfucker has a Netflix documentary on the way called Did He Do It? In which
Did
he
he
takes
do
all
it?
the
That's
evidence.
fucking amazing.
He
Oh my
takes all the
god.
evidence
Did he
he's
do
gathered
it?
over the
Oh
past
my
decade.
god. That's so good. That's fucking amazing. Holy shit, that's amazing. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good.
Executive producer for 50 Cent.
Did he say it? Yes. Oh, it's
So
so
for
good.
real, so for
That's
real,
perfect.
this is somebody who I'm like, because then they're showing like clips and interviews of him, and it's like, oh, do you want a woman? It's like, no, I'm celibate. Like he's what do you?
Nah, I'm celibate.
Yeah, he just straight up says like, what do you want to do? Like, was the thing like this is he's insane in such special ways. He declared bankruptcy at one point. And then he pissed off the judge because he followed up his declaration of bankruptcy by posting a bunch of pictures of him lying in stacks of money
I like
because he
him. I
had
like
like
him.
other companies,
Man, the baby is
and
not a
those
baby
companies
anymore. What the fuck is that? Can you click on that Instagram post there on the right, by the way, next to his fucking pictures? Don't love yeah that one. Fucking man, the baby is not a baby anymore. Oh, is that his like kid or something? Oh, is Eminem's
mm-mm.
kid? Holly, what is going on? I can't see your thing.
Haley
Haley
Jade
Jade, congrats, baby. Eminem,
is
man, we fucking get old. Shaking my
yeah
head, lol. It's giving Diddy vibes,
Haley
lol. What is this a video? Oh, these are multiple pictures. Okay, click that arrow. What is this? Who is this?
50 with Haley Jade,
Who's Haley Jade?
and Haley Jade's Eminem's daughter. She got
Oh,
married. Here's Eminem dancing with his daughter at her wedding. This
that's
is
sweet.
wholesome as
That's
fuck.
sweet. I feel.
This
You
is
know what? People
wholesome
people
as
don't like
fuck.
Eminem, but you know what? That's a
No,
sweet
people
photo.
need to respect Eminem. Like, I didn't like Eminem, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't like Eminem because I didn't like his music.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and here's the
I
thing,
like
I
some of his
didn't think
stuff.
his music was bad. I didn't think he was bad at making his music. That's what people get wrong.
Yeah.
I personally
Don't like the
didn't
music.
like rap. I don't generally like rap. I like a very specific kind of rap. If you know who Maxi Jazz is, go take a look
Maxi
at
Jazz.
who
I
that
don't know
guy
who that
is.
is.
But Eminem, people do need to respect him because number one, he's good at what he does. And number two, he's wholesome as fuck.
Yeah, and I've heard recently that he's been cringe with his like recent output, but I don't know any of that shit. All I know about Eminem
He
is
is,
him outside of his music career and like his background and stuff. And yeah, I say like, yeah, I feel bad for the guy. You know, like, let him fucking let him do what he wants. He fucking he worked.
but
He
that's the
did his he
thing.
did his thing. He got his shit done. He did his music career. He fucking like let
I
him
think
let him
that
live.
but he is Detroit crazy.
Oh yeah, but like we stand that.
He is Detroit crazy.
we
He's not a bad guy, but he is ready to. Because the stuff I'm even learning about Eminem now because of the YouTube Shorts brain rot is like apparently back in the day when gangster rap still had people pulling guns on each other regularly,
Oh
Eminem
yeah, I
was at
mean,
one of the parties, and then when they said like, "Oh, this motherfucker's coming," like Eminem was just right there going like, "All right, I'm in," like ready
yeah,
to actually. It's like what?
yeah,
You're like,
yeah. I mean
and
that
this is
yeah,
when he's Eminem. This is when he's already like released music and stuff. Like he's already big, so he doesn't need to do that. But he's just Detroit
yeah. That's
crazy.
just that's just like if it's your life and it's you what you grow up around, it's kind of something that doesn't leave you. At least not for like not just instantly, you know.
Not for the originals,
No, no.
but
But
like
yeah,
yeah,
I
I would
am out of my
say
depth when talking about this all fields. I would have said an artist who is still big and makes music, and it's something that I like am knowledgeable on. But really, all of the big
This
music star. Oh, this is the rapper you mentioned, Maxi
this
Jazz.
this
Oh, he
Maxi
passed
Jazz.
away.
He was in a, yeah, 65 years old. He was in a music group called
I've
Faithless.
never heard of it. He's a
Very
very
good.
good-looking man, I gotta say.
Yeah,
I like
he
him.
his I'll introduce you to some of their
Yeah.
music,
Later,
Faithless,
later.
because
I don't want to get
later, no, we're
not on
not gonna
stream,
get
not
nailed,
on the podcast. No,
but
I
his
was
raps are the best
I'll have to listen.
for
I
me.
wanted to say though, all of the music that I listen to either isn't big enough to qualify for your question. Not that it's small, but it's just not. It's like death metal. It's not going to get to the size of like what you're referring to, right?
No,
Um,
but they do have sizable
yeah, but Cannibal
communities.
Corpse and stuff, they get huge and stuff. But even then, I don't think that's like relevant. But like
I
they're
think,
not like
no,
superstars,
Cannibal
right?
Corpse is another one where I don't like their music.
But you respect them
I'll
as
just say
people.
that straight up.
Oh yeah, and
But I
yeah,
respect them
you've
as
already told me.
people and as artists.
Yeah, I love Cannibal Corpse. They're great.
I think
But
they're
like what I'm talking about, like the big ones, like Metallica, they're sellouts. They're fucking sellouts and shit.
no,
Like
Metallica
like
are 100%
Metallica
sellouts.
is the sellout, right? Like I'm talking like even old like rock stars too, like fucking like oh fucking Aerosmith and you too, like they're all
Aerosmith
sellouts.
sellout.
All those fucking people are sellouts. They're all
Do you want to
sellouts.
know who was the most shocking sellout for me though?
I would like to know who.
One of the most shocking sellouts for me ever was, what's the guy's name? He was in a band called Bush from the 90s.
Bush? I've never heard of
Yeah.
Bush.
Um,
All the like
what's his name?
if you want it, like all the sellout,
Gavin Rossdale.
all the people who weren't
Gavin
sellouts are
Rossdale.
people who like ended their bands, like fucking like Dead Kennedys and shit. like they ended their
Yeah,
band,
but
like that was it.
the Dead Kennedys went into Jello Biafra went into politics. This is Gavin
Yeah,
Rossdale.
Gavin Rossdale. Bush, he helped form Bush in 1992, and separation in 2002.
Yeah,
So he's a sellout. Damn,
yeah.
he does not look his age. I gotta say, he does not look
No, he's
58.
aged well. He's aged
He
well.
aged very well.
But
58.
yeah,
Is that him in 26? So he's like fucking. He's like how old there? He's like what in his fucking late 40s in that photo.
I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Chester Bennington. I think you are. I think you're dissing this man. I think you're completely roasting this man.
I think I am
You're
roasting
you're
Gavin
you're
Rossdale.
getting the wrong
I'm
guy.
sorry, Gavin.
You put that man on the
I'm sorry.
fryer and you
He
got
is
the
somebody
wrong
else.
name. Is it the
I'm
same
thinking of
band
somebody
or
else.
like
No, it wouldn't be the same band, but it was somebody who ended up doing one of those, hey, sing on stage for 4 assholes and they'll rate you. And it wasn't Steven Tyler.
yeah, how do I
I know
segue this
Steven
into
Tyler. Steven Tyler
complaining
is
about
a
Ronnie
fucking,
Radke? How do I segue this into complaining about Falling in
because all
Reverse?
of them are killing music and Ronnie Radke is part of the problem.
And Ronnie, my life
I'll
is
just say
like
it. I
a
don't like
video
you, Ronnie.
game.
Is this who I think it is? This is Falling in
Yes,
Reverse.
yes.
Okay.
My life
Can I
is like
ask?
a video game.
Can I ask?
Yes,
I have to know
yes.
why. Like
Why?
people keep because so many people I know. Now
Why
I won't
what?
say
Why
that
what?
I know people with good taste in music, right? They recommend to me good bands like Deftones, like, all of that. And then they turn around and go, "Have you heard Falling in Reverse?" And I go, "What did you just fucking say
I
to me?"
really don't know why. I think
I
it's the same.
don't
It's the same.
get
It's the
it.
same poll as like not in music style, but in the same poll of attitude as Machine Gun Kelly. I want to
Yeah, but
be.
Machine Gun Kelly is awful.
Yeah, I know. So is fucking Falling in Reverse. It's the same. It's the same. Oh, even the Fantano, the Anthony Fantano lawsuit's even on here. Damn, bro, look at that fucking list of legal issues, dude. Domestic violence, assault, arrest, rape allegations, and defamation, involvement in killing and prison sentences. Fuck this guy. Actually, fuck him so much.
No, you
Hold
know
on.
what?
What's
If
that?
I
What's that
just,
one guy? What's that one guy? Lost Prophets. What was that guy's name?
oh no,
What was
oh
that guy's
god,
name? I feel like
uh,
Ian Watkins, that's his name. I feel like Ronnie Radke is like our modern day Ian Watkins. Even though Ian Watkins is kind of the modern day Ian Watkins, it was only 2013.
yeah.
But
I
like
mean,
the
look,
band was
this
bigger
is
in the early 2000s is what I mean.
this is not as bad. Look, we can keep going down this rabbit hole, and we're gonna end up at like mindless self-indulgence.
No! I like their music.
Did you not know about? Did
No,
you not know
I
about?
know about what they I know about the fucking weird shit. I know, but I like the music. That's my Kanye. That is my Kanye.
Is this your Kanye?
This is
Give me
my
urine.
not him. No, but the band. It's my Kanye where it's just a horrible person, but I really like the music. I really like the music.
The music is all about being
I
horrible.
know, but I don't actually want to be horrible, and I don't. I know. I know. I know. I know. That's my problematic pick in my playlist is like I don't have any other people in my playlist who are really problematic like that. It's just mindless self-indulgence. Let me have it, please. Please let
I'll
me
tell
have
you.
it.
I'll tell you about my problematic pick.
What is your problematic pick?
And this is gonna be a hot take for some people, I guess. But one person who I just keep going like, but the music's not terrible, is Marilyn Manson.
I knew you were gonna say Marilyn Manson. I understand it.
Like
I don't
not
agree,
all
but
of
I
it is fucking
understand.
spectacular. I don't think this man's like
No, no, no.
uh,
I will admit,
fucking genius
I like
artist
the
or
style.
anything,
I'm
but like
kinda. I think he's
the
fucking
beautiful people,
disgusting.
anytime he does a cover, he
Yeah,
does
you like
fantastic
the
covers.
you like the Halloween This Is Halloween cover. You showed me that
This
the
is
other night.
Halloween, Tainted Love. He did Personal Jesus. He did like he's got a lot of songs. You're So Vain. There's This Is
Yeah, there it is.
Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, he's done a lot of covers, and every time he's done a cover, I'm like, wow, this is oddly fucking good. And there's a lot of other songs that are his, and I'm like, all right, this bangs. Like The Beautiful People, I think is really good, well written in a way that people don't understand. There's a lot of good lyrics there, like actual meaningful shit.
Right. Yeah,
But you
I
know,
get why you would like Marilyn Manson. He's from the era of music you love. He's that style. I get it. I get it. I
no,
get
but
it. I get it. But
he's
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 just a horrible
controversial
person.
even for then.
Yeah, I know. He's just a horrible person, and I just
He is a terrible person.
he is so fucking disgusting.
But I'll tell you what my least problematic pick.
Who is your least problematic pick?
I think that you will struggle to find much bad about Maynard James.
Oh, of
Keenan.
course. I don't want to find anything bad about Keenan.
Like this like where there's no all right, well.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Click on it.
Oh no.
Click on it.
Uh, do
In
I?
2018, a handle with I was 17, he was 36, alleged Keenan R worded them. Fuck it, I'm not gonna censor myself. Raped him after a Nine Inch Nails concert, which Keenan's other band, Perfect Circle, when the accuser was 17 2000. Keenan responded to the allegation saying, "Many thanks to you, so all the right." False claim. Okay, so it was someone on Twitter going, "He raped me," and then it didn't go anywhere. They didn't press
But like
charges.
I have to give him points for the response though.
And shame on you who's perpetuated this destructive way. As for my delay, but unrequired response, I had my phone off. You should try it. Yeah, no, that's nothing. That's nothing.
It does sound like him.
Account that goes. I was 17. He was 36. Really? That's so fucking. That's not real.
The thing
That's not
is
fair.
that it doesn't fit into anything because his
It's not like there's
music
a
is
history of it. There's no history of allegations. It's one random allegation. I don't know.
like just the fact that he can
List of
headline
Brazilian jiu-jitsu
3
practitioners. Why
yeah,
the
because he
list of
is.
celebrities? Yeah, but you could have put like see also lists of other like prog metal bands and
No, but
fucking
one of the
celebrities
things
who
he's
own
really
vineyards and
famous for now,
is
because
is
here's the
is
thing,
is
right?
the jujitsu. But it's so funny
I
that
won't
those are the
play the
only two
clip.
articles down there.
I won't play the clip, but he was performing at a concert, right?
Right. You can
As
play it muted.
with Tool. Let me see if I can find it. Um, he was playing with Tool, and somebody came up on stage. You know, when fans.
When yeah, fans like climb the stage and shit.
Yeah, they get up on stage. Security's supposed to take them out,
Right.
but mm, okay, we have it muted. The video quality is not great.
The fan incident part 1.
So
He's
the
singing.
thing is that he's
Look at him
singing.
schmoove. Look at him schmoove. Look like the fucking wee.
Like this is like Tool music. This shit gets weird,
Right.
right? And
Look, can
what's
he pause? Can he
interesting.
pause for a second? Can you pause? Look at the thumbnail on the right. Did he freak off party explained?
Oh god, I don't. I don't think we needed an
You have a Joe
infographic
Rogan
on
experience clip recommended to you. What the fuck is going on?
most
Oh, this is because
because Maynard was.
this is because we're signed off and we're on the podcast account.
Yeah,
So that's why.
this is
It's
not
just
my
I thought this was
YouTube.
yours for a minute. I was like, really?
But here's the thing. So he's still singing. Here comes the fan, right? You can
Right.
see.
Yeah.
Let me full screen this in quality of this video. But he's still singing. He grabs the fan, whooah, off. Immediately, he's got him in a hold. Here's the best part. I obviously can't play the audio. Maynard's still singing, Riley. He hasn't missed a note. He's called the
Why
fan,
can
knocked
we
him out.
not be sober? Just one day. Is he strangling a guy on the ground?
It's amazing. And like lights go down and security's like
This is awesome. I love
you
that.
could throw him off. He didn't miss a note. He didn't miss a note. So like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
just
It's crazy. You get a guy called like La Mamba, and he just fucking like he'll come out of the fucking the ring, and he'll just strangle you to death with his fucking feet.
but this is truly like one of my favorite artists because if you just knew
There's his
comedy and acting,
yeah. There's his vineyard.
winemaking,
There's his vineyard.
but if you just knew the differences in music between these 3 bands, right?
What was that one song from Pussifier that I fucking love? Oh, I was thinking of a different song. Sorry. No, I was thinking of the Butthole Surfers, the wrong weird band. I'm
Wrong
s-
Move
Do
band.
you know Butthole Surfers?
I do know Butthole
You do
Surfers.
know, yes. There's one song from them I love, and I can't remember the name of it.
But that brings us to band names, right?
Oh
That's a
yeah,
pretty
I think
valid
I mean
band name.
yeah, Butthole Surfers is a fucking. I mean, it's not. I mean, death metal bands get to be weirder.
True. There's a s but the
Infant
it may do you know
Annihilation,
there's a
Cunt
South African
Crusher,
rock band.
Dying
There's a
Fetus.
South African rock band, right?
Yeah.
And they decided to call themselves Fok of Belisika,
Fuck off, police. I mean,
which
there's
is
like more.
Afrikaans, so fuck off police car.
Yeah, there's I've seen more uh provocative names. Uh yeah, do you know about the band Party Cannon?
Party
Party
Cannon.
Cannon. Ooh, I get to show something off today. Party Cannon. So they're a death metal band, and I want you to tell me what's the first thing you notice about about this. So this is their album art. Injuries. I think injuries are inevitable. Okay, I want you to notice something here.
So,
Yeah.
do you know what vibe this gives me, at least visually?
What is it?
Andrew WK.
Andrew WK.
I
Andrew
think that was his name.
WK.
Yeah, this
What is
guy.
this?
He did like metal, but very
Close Calls, The Brick Wall. I've
like
never heard of these before. I'll have to check them out. But yeah, Party Cannon, they just do death metal, but it's like silly and like
yes, that's what Andrew
it's yeah,
WK did.
it's got that Toys R Us font. And seeing them on like a list of stuff is really funny. It's the funniest shit ever when there's like a fucking
I think one of my favorite
look at
metal memes
look
though,
at this.
one of my favorite metal memes is they took a picture of a bunch of sticks and stuff, you know, a bunch of like tree branches and sticks and stuff, and they're like, look at the name of my new metal band.
It's so funny just seeing Party Cannon. But then they're pussies sometimes and they fucking make it brown. Their music is they don't have many albums put out, but they're fun, they're nice. They're not like peak of the genre, but they're a neat band to have. It's fun, they're cool. I'd like to see them live. I think it'd be fun. Oh, of course, here's this band. I have to show you this one. This
You
oops.
see this?
Yeah, I've seen those before.
This
Hold on. I need to show you this as well. Do you know about this?
oh my god. Why? Why? Why?
They did
Why?
Keyboard Smash and then they did a contest to be like, "Hey, make us a cool band logo using this name." So then there was a bunch of cool submissions. I don't know where to find all the submissions, but here's one of them. That's cool, right? Like it was basically like, yeah,
So
let's make some
fucking
cool ass
stupid.
fucking pictures.
So this is why
Look at
I
this
can't
one.
take black metal seriously. I'll
This
be
is
honest.
death
This is
metal. Yeah.
why I'm just no, like this is why I can't take
You
death
said
metal
black metal.
seriously.
Look at
You
that.
know,
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
isn't black metal also like this? Or am I getting
No,
some?
black metal is like pretentious. Death metal's fun. Black metal's pretentious.
I think
Death metal
death
is
metal. I
fun.
know
People have fun with death metal. Black metal people are like, I am doing the peak of human experience, and then they go fucking murder a nun. That's what black metal is. Black metal is for fucking
black
for
metal.
fucking
Black
pricks. It's for fucking pretentious pricks. And I'll say that enjoying bands like Mayhem, right? I'll admit it. I
shut
Mayhem,
up.
Behemoth. What do you mean shut up? What do you mean shut up?
I like Behemoth too. I'll be honest. I
Yeah,
like Behemoth.
I like Behemoth, but like I'll hold on, like let's see some black metal logos to compare. But by the way, between black metal and death
I
metal,
still remember when somebody came up to me and they were like, "I like Behemoth." I'm like, "What?"
Behemoth, Behemoth. Yeah, I mean, again, we're looking with Google here, so they'll throw fucking. I'll type in black metal logos and they'll give me Slayer because we're
I
working with
do.
Google. So like, it's not
Slayer
really.
is
It's not.
trash.
Slayer is fucking thrash. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Google.
Slayer
It's
is like
fucking Google. Like
classic
you're not
thrash.
gonna get what you're looking for here.
Yeah, Slayer is thrash that didn't sell out like Metallica.
Yeah, and then instead they became fucking born again Christians.
They were always Christian.
No, they weren't. He became a born again Christian in like 2015.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of the Brazilian band.
Sepultura? I
Yes,
like
they were
Sepultura.
Catholic.
Well, they're
They're
fucking
Catholic.
Brazilian. Of course they are. Uh,
I mean, that's not. I mean, it's fair, but I mean,
like
it's
saying,
not
oh,
for
this
black
Italian
metal.
guy is a Catholic. Wow, who would have thought? Yeah, here's the logo competition I'm talking about. See, here's all the submissions that they had for that
It's
logo.
fucking stupid. They
I
had to
love it.
be.
I love it. No, I love it. It's awesome. It's penis.
It's actually.
It's awesome. This is the fun of it. This is the art of it. It's that it's fun. It's ridiculous. Like look at this.
Do you know who is the most surprising uh,
There was one that was
metal
really
rock
fucking cool
star
that I
of
want to
all
find.
time? You know who's the most surprising metal rock star of all time?
Who?
Christopher Lee.
Yes. Fuck yeah, Christopher Lee. I
Christopher
love
Lee.
him. I love him. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my boy. the
And like
fucking
he didn't
famous
start
the
out
famous
in
quote
metal and
the famous
then
quote from his time on Lord of the Rings, that when he was like correcting what the fuck's his name, Peter Jackson, on how to stab someone and like with the sound they make when they die. I love that. That's great.
it's this motherfucker's grim.
Is he so grim? But he was cool. He was in the
What is
his father fought in the Boer War in World War One, and then I know that he went to go fight in the Winter War as a volunteer. My dog's barking. I don't know over what though. Probably at nothing. Look at this dude. He's so cool. I love him. Rest in peace.
in the modern day
Can you
Bela
hear my
Lugosi?
dog?
Yes.
Oh.
Fuck the dog.
He's barking at a dog walking past. I hope no one cares.
Oh,
I hope no one cares about the dog
this
barking.
is the squeaky dog
This
car.
is the Squeaky Dog
Calm down.
Cast. It needs some dogs. What did he
It
die of?
does have dogs.
Max, shut the fuck up! Oh my god. He like opens the blinds to go and bark too. It's not even like, my god! He's like
No.
voice cracking while he barks.
Fuck that dog. That's not a real dog.
It's not a real dog. He doesn't feel
It's
like a
not.
dog
It's a
at times.
poodle.
Sometimes.
No, Christopher Lee died of being 93 years old.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Oh my god. Heart failure. Yeah, his heart's 93. Let's see his
It's like I've been Dracula.
What was his
I've been
first
an
role?
actor. I've
Corridor
been
of Mirrors. I mean, he's been in fucking movies since 48.
90, since 48.
Just his whole life, he's just an actor. Oh, there's
Yeah.
Dracula. Is that the original Dracula? No, that's not the original Dracula, right?
No, Bela Lugosi was Dracula.
No, I'm talking about
I
his
think.
original role as Dracula. That wasn't
Oh,
this
his
one. I thought the
original role.
original one he played. I thought the original Dracula's. Yes, there's an earlier. Is it just called Dracula? I forget. What year was it?
Early.
I forget. I don't.
See, there's already Uncle. No, further up. Before the 60s.
It was before the 60s? I thought it was in. Oh, there it is. Dracula. There, 1958's Dracula.
Oh,
There it
58.
is. It was
Yeah.
1958. So he was like the second Dracula. Because Bela
Yeah,
Lugosi
he
was
was.
the first half of the 50s.
Yeah.
What was
And
his last role?
before.
Haunting of Snark. It was posthumous release. So what was the last one? It was the. Oh my god. The last movie he was in before he died was The Hobbit 3. Oh.
You
That's
know.
so sad. This movie's so bad.
You know.
Such a bad movie. He was really just honing it in these last couple roles here.
No, I think he was from the old guard. He took everything he did seriously, even Star Wars.
He was in Alice in Wonderland. Who the fuck? He was the Jabberwock.
The voice of the Jabberwock.
He
You know,
was
the big
in
evil thing at the
Boogie
end.
Woogie. Count Dooku, suck my dick, you bastard.
But yeah, he's a badass.
Was he in the
He's a
Clone Wars
badass.
TV show?
I believe so.
Damn. He was not. he was not.
Um,
He stopped being in TV shows in 2008, and then he died, and apparently he was the narrator of the Time War.
1999, he was in the Rocky Interactor. What is
What the fuck? Am I playing this on stream?
Yes.
All right. Video games. The Rocky Horror Show is a 1985 video game. That's a cassette game. The Rocky Horror Interactive Show. Here it is. Here it is a point-and-click adventure game developed online entertainment in conjunction in Transylvania Interactive and published on online exclusively for Microsoft Windows. It's spiritually centric to the CRR Group's in 1985 game. Oh my god, we're playing this on stream.
Wow.
We're playing this on stream. But we can be on call for this together.
Okay.
This is a wild game. This is crazy. Hold on. I'm gonna go to how long to beat and see how long of a stream this would be. Right? Like roughly. Does it even be on here? The Rocky Interactive Horror Show. Is it even logged on here?
I don't think so.
No.
I think I know which game I'm gonna specialize in speedrunning now.
Oh my god, a speedrun of this would be insane. Hold on.
I decided to speedrun the Rocky Interactive Horror Show. What the fuck?
In
We
real
just
time,
discovered something.
the collection chamber. Is this how to play it? Look at this shit.
Looks so bad.
Oh my god. Look.
My god.
Watch out, mansion residents. They'll steal your clothes without a second thought to the Me Too movement. What the fuck is this website? I thought this
What
website was
is
made in
this article?
2002. Wait a minute.
What the
What year was
fuck?
this? They're making Me Too references. This is not a website from 2002?
This is bad.
Like the 80s game, you can play as either Brad or Janet while they encase each other's own. Find the 9 pieces of the De-Medusa machine to depetrify them. Oh my
If you were in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, who would you
This is
be?
amazing. Who are you? Are you supposed to be Eddie?
Is that supposed to be Eddie?
I think it's supposed to
Oh
be
my
Eddie.
god.
He's in the leather
That
jacket.
leather jacket does imply, yeah, shit.
I think it's
That's
supposed to
not
be
good.
Eddie. If I was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I'd be well, I would want to be Lil Nell's character. I forget her name. I'm stupid. What's her name?
Um, Little Nell played. Fuck, I can't remember her
I
name
just know
now
her. I
either.
just know her as Little Nell's person.
Yeah, the person. But I mean, like, that name suits the
Hold on,
character
it's like
as
over
well,
here.
oddly enough.
Yeah. It's Columbia.
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 You would say.
I like Columbia a lot.
I think you could pull off a fair magenta.
I think maybe. Maybe. Hold on, let's get a pic.
You just have to dye your
Yes,
hair, but
I
you've
could
got the
probably do
hair.
that. I
You've got
could.
like the big you've got
I
the
would need
blonde
to
hair.
do something to get my hair to look like this, but I can get my hair to look like this. I could
Yeah.
get my hair to look like this.
My hair would never look like this.
No. My hair if I did the routines to make it like this, it would be a bitch to do, but I could do it. And then you just need a lot
Yeah.
of makeup. I don't have the facial structure to look like this. I don't have the facial structure of like any Rocky Horror character.
I don't
You
I
look
don't
like
feel like
you look like Riff Raff. In the best way possible.
I mean, we know this. We know that I could probably do Riff Raff.
And you would fucking eat the screen. You would eat it. You would fucking
I
you
would.
would
I would
kill.
eat all of the scenery.
You would
And the best
kill.
part is
I need to play this.
the best part is
8
that,
out of
I don't actually like bragging or
10.
sounding like
I don't
I
think
like
you like bragging. I've
I like
never gotten that. I've never gotten
but
that.
I have done the voice part, the singing
Oh, I know
with
you
Rocky
have.
Horror,
When we
Riff
watched it
Raff.
together, you were singing it. You muted because
Yeah,
you had to sing it.
but Riff Raff's lines, some of them stray very much into like ooh,
Yeah.
the
They're in
real
the part
rock
of
star, the Time
Time
Warp.
Warp where he's like, wow. Yeah.
Doing the time!
Time Warp. Yeah.
God. But yeah, I mean,
This movie's so
we know
good.
about me and fucking Riff Raff.
Anyway, who the fuck did he play? Who did he play in this? He was the narrator. Okay. He was the narrator. That's who he was.
That doesn't surprise me. It
He was in
does
everything.
yeah. Look, Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah, because he was
Ansem the
is the
Wise.
wise and some the wise. Okay, can I say a hot take here about Kingdom Hearts? Maybe not it's hot.
Okay,
Maybe it's cold for you, but for some people in the audience it might be hot. I fucking hate
okay,
Kingdom Hearts.
meh.
I hate I hate Kingdom Hearts. I don't hate it.
King,
I don't
King,
hate Kingdom Hearts. I should say I find Kingdom Hearts incredibly fucking stupid.
so here's my take on Kingdom Hearts, right? It looks to me like the most corporate franchise you could possibly have.
Because it's a fucking Disney franchise.
Yeah, but look, there's a lot of things that are connected to Disney. It's that like this is Disney basically going, "Hey, look at our cool characters do these cool things." Like, "Hey,
Right.
look, this is how they used to sell like toys in the 80s." That's what this feels like to me. Like You know, when you hear about these old 80s TV shows like He-Man and
Right.
Transformers
They're just made to sell
and all of
toys.
that, the show was not a show. It was an ad. It was a 25-minute advertisement for the toys.
Advertisement.
And they were specifically made that way.
Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts is an accurate like description of saying that this is the modern version of that. But also at the same time, I feel like the people who like Kingdom Hearts only like it because they played it when they were a kid. That's
Oh, I
it.
mean,
That's
yeah,
it.
and
That's
it's like
it. That's
surface
it.
level
This
kid. I mean,
this is
look,
impossible to get into if you are an
here's the
adult.
real hot take side of that as well, is that I feel the same way about Zelda.
No.
People who are really into
No.
Zelda
I
say
feel
they
like it's
are.
partially, but I feel like you could enjoy a Zelda game without ever playing one in your life.
Yeah, same as you can enjoy a Kingdom
I don't
Hearts
think you
game.
can. I think Kingdom Hearts, maybe it's because Zelda doesn't have a lot of like Kingdom Hearts is a fucking movie you're playing. It's so much cutscenes and dialogue and everything is just it's all performed by like well it also follows children too. Zelda doesn't really follow children, so you're not like fuck there's that whole aspect of like it being about children because it's made for children, children imprinting onto the people. But you also have like in Kingdom Hearts, everyone delivers the themes so heavy-handedly. It's just open because it's children is the prime demographic, so they have to understand the themes, right? Whereas in Zelda, the game doesn't really have any themes, so it doesn't feel like it's like I don't know. I feel like if you played a Zelda game, you wouldn't
I
feel
think
as pandered to
I
and
feel
catered
like
to for being stupid. I
as
feel
a
like
whole, the gaming industry doesn't do subtlety very well in storytelling.
yeah, I think so. I feel like that
As
just
a whole.
that's
Look,
just kind of a
they
whole
are
for media in general. I feel
they are
subtlety is
no,
hard for a lot of
the
media.
filmmaking, you know, aside from like your obvious blockbusters, there's still a lot you can go back through years and
True.
years.
I
But
mean,
in
yeah,
video gaming, the exceptions are few and far between. I
yeah,
mean, when you think of like really subtle storytelling, one of the things that springs to my mind is something like Stray, where you play a secondary character in what is very clearly a much bigger narrative.
yeah. I
You
had to
know,
remember what Stray was. Stray was the cat game. I
it's a
played
cat
it. I
game.
played it and always forget that I played it. I beat the whole
Do
game.
you feel
I think
like
I 100%ed it. And I just forget
I
that I did that.
do you feel like Stray ended up being far more forgettable than
Oh yeah, it was that. It was just oh this game's so cute because there's cats. And as soon as like a couple months passed, nobody remembered Stray. I played the game and I don't remember anything in it. Oh, I remember some puzzles, but other than that, like I don't remember anything about Stray. I don't remember the story. I don't remember any characters' names. I remember it was apocalyptic city with grass everywhere and computer people and cats, and there was like
yeah,
disgusting weird bug creatures or something.
but I feel like what's lacking there is that there's no replayability
Oh yeah,
in a game like
definitely,
Stray. Like
definitely.
there's games that just have certain amounts of replayability. I mean, even heavily narrative games can have replayability. Look at The Last of Us. Look at Resident Evil
Yeah.
games.
Oh well, thing is Resident Evil is really short. Their games are typically really short and kind of have that same drive of like a high score function because at the end you get rated on your playthrough. So I feel like there's that replayability for Resident Evil, and then Last of Us is just such a good game, and so like
The gameplay loop is very engaging.
it's got such an engaging and there's like
Outside of the
there's
story,
a lot of
The
drive to
Last
just
of Us
replay
is
it. I
well
mean, I never
made.
played Last of Us, so I can't speak on the gameplay. I never played it, but I know of Last of Us's importance. I still have to play Last of Us Part One and Two. I'm gonna do
So
that one
I
day. Don't
haven't
worry.
I haven't personally played it,
Don't
but
eat
you know
shit.
me, I'm somebody who watched a lot of playthroughs of The Last of Us.
Right.
Like you know me, I've watched a lot of playthroughs of games, and what I find is that in these playthroughs, even if somebody's doing a second, third, fourth, maybe like a 10th playthrough on super hard difficulty, and they're not really even paying attention to the story, the gameplay loop, the way that you interact with the game, you can see very much even from an outside perspective, this is a fun game to play.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to play Last of Us. It's something that I want to play. Like I look at it and go, I want to play this.
Because if you look at it, 99.9% of the criticism of Last of Us 2 was all narrative criticism. None of
Yeah.
it had to do like, "Oh,
Yeah.
the gameplay is kinda
It
whack."
was all
Like,
like
no,
questionable
solid
stories.
gameplay.
It was all like, oh, why did this happen? Blah blah blah. Like there was a lot. I remember a lot of it was like marketing. How like, I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler. This game is like fucking
Look, we
6 years
don't care about
old.
we're not
But
big
like
enough to say
Joel dies in the beginning of the game, and he was advertised to be like the main character still. So like people were upset that that happened. Which I'm gonna be real. I think that's a dumb thing to complain about. Complaining that like
Look,
there was
that
a bait
is
and
a dumb
switch.
thing to complain about because if you go back in filmmaking, you go back to something like Psycho, they hyped up this actress who
They
at
did
the
that with
time was one
Scream.
of the biggest
With
naming
with Scream.
actor. Yeah, Drew Barrymore in Scream. They did the same damn thing. Like, here's an actress who's really big name right now. She's gonna be in our movie and like look, dead in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
On. You thought you were gonna see this shit? No. That's what they were trying to go for. And if
That
that's a
happened. That
criticism you
happened.
levy,
That
that's
happened
something
to
you
me.
didn't like about the story. That's not a criticism of the
That
story
happened to
itself.
me with Gen V, which is the boys spin-off show. I saw that
Mm.
Clancy Brown was in it, and then they kill him off in the first episode, and I was like, no. But then it turns out that like it's a whole conspiracy show about like what the fuck was Clancy Brown doing. We have to uncover this like fucking plot where he's like kidnapping people and shit. And I thought it was good, but like still, I wanted to see Clancy Brown. That's Mr. Fucking Krabs. uh,
What games have made you cry?
um. Undertale did when I was younger and more
I mean,
lonely.
that's fair.
Undertale made me
Undertale is
cry.
very heartwarming and touching.
I actually didn't cry from any. I cried when Toriel. I was having a really bad like day and week, and I was really sad and lonely. And then I was like playing the part where Toriel leads you through the first puzzle, and I was just like, oh, I need that right now. I cried a bit.
Yeah, just a guiding hand in life.
That's like the most like you know that meme where it's like men have two moods and it's like lead me into battle and I will die on the field, and then it's like getting comforted by a mom. That was like that meme, but for me. And it was just like it'll be okay. Shh,
I
shh,
feel like
shh,
that's a
child.
fair answer.
I'm trying to think of anything else that's maybe cry. I've definitely felt very emotional by a lot of games, but it's hard to move me to
I
tears
mean,
when a
like,
lot of the
actively, like,
times.
to moved to tears.
Uh, I don't know. I've gotten
Undertale's a
hit.
fair one.
I've gotten hit by a lot of other big emotional beats though. A lot of it comes from when like a music score fucking swells. I feel more often than crying, I've been like blown away by a game. Been like, holy fuck. Happens a lot with Souls games. Happens a lot with Souls
Okay,
games where
that's
I'm
fair.
completely
I'll stand
awestruck
by
and
it.
being like, oh. It happened in Tears of the Kingdom actually, the new Zelda game. The newest Zelda game, the newest 3D Zelda game
Yeah.
from last year, where they had the score reprised during like one of the boss battles. It was like the fucking it was one of the boss battles where it's like a fucking wind fight and you're like flying through the air and like smashing through parts of the boss's body, and the music there was fucking incredible, and I was like, oh, I don't even like the game that much. I think the game's like a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 at best, 6 out of 10
I
at
will
worst,
say,
but like that music was fucking incredible and I loved it and made me
music can have
tears.
a big effect on a lot of things, and nothing, for me, pointed that out more. For me, the moment where music and gaming sort of, like, collided in that way, this is gonna be such a weird take, actually. I don't even think you played the game. Saints Row the Third.
That's a last fucking game I thought you'd say. I know
Here's
I
the
haven't
thing,
played Saints Row the Third, but I mean, like, what?
like, so there's no, like, the story is fucking wild.
It's Saints
There are
Row.
points in the story that are very big story moments, but at the same time, like, they bring in music, but they use pop music, so it's not like something that would be easy to stream in that way, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's a point at the end of the game where you gotta make a decision. You gotta save like this group or that group. You gotta save like these people or those people. You know, classic hero's dilemma. You can only save one.
That little yeah.
And the
Side
song that
note,
starts kicking up.
side note about that. I've been thinking about that scene in the end of Spider-Man where fucking Green Goblin literally does the cliche of holding fucking the girl and then a box full of children. I've been thinking about
Yeah.
that scene for like months. Anyway, continue.
Oh, the song that kicks up. Would they call in and they're like, you can only save these, like you only have the time to do the one thing or the other.
Right.
It's Bonnie Tyler's "I Need a Hero."
Oh my god, that's like the fucking Shrek 2 shit. Shrek 2 goes up a whole
Yeah,
point in my brain because of the finale with I Need a Hero.
yeah, but that's like you could just but multiple times in that game they do that sort of thing with the music, and it even made me like. Let's not open that. I think it's a Kanye West song even. Made me like a Kanye West song.
What song? I don't get
Yeah, it
it.
was.
What song? What game?
Power.
Wait, what song?
Power.
Power.
Yeah.
I
It's a
don't
fairly old
I
song
don't
now,
know that one.
but it's it's like the hook line in the song being like no one man can have all that power. But it's got this like heavy bass beat in the
Right.
back, and it's like you taking over this tower in the middle of the
Right.
city to like establish your presence and explosions. Like as I said, the game's pretty wild.
Right.
Explosions are going off, things are going happening everywhere, and you're coming in like all guns blazing, and that's
I
playing. And
think
it's
I
like, wow,
think the best game
these.
to highlight what you're talking about is honestly the Sonic the Hedgehog series.
Oh my god, you furry.
No, shut up. Listen, I'm being real. The thing about the Sonic games that always gets people fucking hyped up and going like, "Fuck, this is fun," is the music. It's the music. The reason why people like Sonic Adventure is because of fucking is because of fucking the music. It's fucking I just all the lyrics just popped out of my head, but I forgot all lyrics to City Escape.
Okay, but let's just take a note
I
here,
forgot all the
right?
lyrics to
Let's
City
just take
Escape. What the fuck is wrong with
a
me?
moment to appreciate
I'm
that
calming
I
down before I
don't look at or touch the Sonic series franchise in any way, shape, or form.
in his world. In
Like, if
his... oh god.
if anything, my knowledge and connections to
In his
Sonic
world.
come only at what bubbles right to the top of popular culture. So, like, number one, Sonic is mainly for furries.
Sonic is a bad game series.
They
they have like
haven't released
five
a
good
good game
games.
in, like,
They
my
haven't
entire
they haven't
lifespan.
no, that is a fucking lie. You're born in 1991, you're like as old as Sonic itself. Hold on. First Sonic game was 1991. You're literally
Yeah,
as old
my
as Sonic.
statement
Hold
stands
on, hold on.
current.
When was the first Sonic game? I need to actually know for sure. Sonic the Hedgehog
Listen,
history, 1991, released in
look,
Japan.
pull this up. I don't see this.
On.
I'm going to refute this until I see it. Okay, I was born in July.
I know, but it's so close. It's so
Yeah,
close.
I know.
It's
Which
so
means
close.
they haven't released a good Sonic game
But Sonic 1
since.
fucking sucks. Alright, Sonic 1 sucks, and no one's gonna fucking disagree with me on that, except for fucking psychos. Sonic 1 has one good level, the first level, and the rest of the game is fucking bad. However, Sonic 2, however, Sonic 2 is good. Where's the? I want like that Wikipedia list where they do all the games and like list of release. Fuck that shit. Where is it? Where is it?
Fuck if I know.
Sonic 1 is good. Sorry, Sonic 2 is good. Sonic 1 is good. Sonic 2. Sorry, Sonic 1 is bad. Sonic 2 is good. Sonic 3 is half of a game, and the other half is Sonic and Knuckles, which has been in copyright hell for years because it uses Michael Jackson's music. Michael Jackson made the soundtrack and stuff, so it's got a lot of fucking shit, copyright information with the music. Anyway, it's good though. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is good. So Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. He's just Poyo Poyo.
So,
It-
audience,
It's just
when you
Poyo
see
Poyo.
which one of us is the furry,
And
or
then
which
Sega Saturn had like no
one
good games on it. You had fucking Sonic Extreme, which never came out. You had Sonic Jam, which fucking sucked. You have Sonic R, which fucking sucks. And then you have the Dreamcast with Sonic Adventure and shit. And fucking Sonic's what the fuck is it called? The party game. What was the party game called? Max, can you shut up? Sonic Shuffle. That's what it's called. It's called Sonic Shuffle. It's Mario Party clone. And then when it died, when the Dreamcast died, they made Side of the Hedgehog for the GameCube. And then they made Sonic 06. Oh dear lord. There was Sonic Riders, which was neat. I thought it was neat. I think it's neat. My brother's calling me. One
So,
second.
which
I'll be right back. Hold your thought.
yeah, I'm gonna kill this Sonic shit. So,
We're not killing Sonic yet. No, hold on. I want to say
can you
one last
name
thing.
a
I want to say
game?
the last game in the Sonic series that was good. All right, Sonic Mania.
Okay.
Sonic Mania is a legit good game.
Name a better game soundtrack than Vampire the Masquerade
I
Bloodlines.
don't know the Vampire Masquerade soundtrack.
Pull it up.
I can't. It's gonna get copyrighted.
No, don't listen to it. You just
Oh,
need to see it. That's how good the soundtrack.
I had to. You had to listen to me typing and like fucking read how slow I am at typing. Uh, okay. I know Ministry does music. Daniel
Ministry.
Ash. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who
Tiamat.
that is. I don't know who
So
that is. I don't know who
here's
that
the
is. I
names
don't know
you
who that
know.
is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
All right, so we've determined you have shit taste in music.
Yeah, we've determined that I am a
Um,
fucking baby. That I am a baby
right.
who doesn't know anything about the world. That's what we've determined. We didn't
You know,
determine anything
like a
else.
couple of, you know, Green Day is an 80s band. Ministry,
Shut up.
you know Ministry.
I know Ministry. I listen to Ministry. I saw them live.
Also, you know Lacuna Coil.
No, I don't.
The fact that you don't is a travesty. I've shown you Lacuna Coil. I've played you music by Lacuna Coil.
I have a bad memory.
This Christina
Listen.
Scabia is an amazing fucking. They're Italian as well. They're like from Italy.
They're from Milan.
Yeah, gothic metal.
They're from
This
Milan.
is this is what happens when you listen to that like death fucking metal bullshit. You
Shut
miss
up.
out on
I don't miss out on
these.
anything. I enjoy
What did you
life.
say?
I enjoy life going. I can't hold my breath doing that.
What's horrifying is that I can actually do it, but I'm not gonna do it now. But then you got like Darling Violetta. Darling Violetta, like you know the series shut the fuck up.
What?
You know the series Angel?
No.
There was a spin-off from Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I know Buffy.
Right. Angel was a spin-off to that. Darling Violetta did the theme song to that as well. There you got like Tiamat. Tiamat is a fantastic band, and like with a name like that, you know what Tiamat,
Whoa.
the primordial goddess. This is the oldest, like you know, from. I must introduce. We must sit down and have like music time
Music times. Mandolin.
because
They had a fucking theremin on their band. Yo, I play the theremin, the fucking mandolin. Bro, I'm fucking crazy, dude.
you don't even know the sound of like this band is absolutely fucking amazing.
Got the fucking mandolin and the theremin.
To to begin to describe to you the sound that this band produces. I mean, let me just see. Like here's a band you should know, and I don't know your full opinion on, but
Their
like
original
where do you
band name
stand
was
on
Treblinka. Yikes.
where do you stand on Cradle of Filth?
I know the name, not too familiar with the music. I'm not smart. I'm not everywhere, you know. I'm not all over the place.
I'm not everywhere either. This
Garupa.
little like
Garupka.
4 foot tall fucker, Danny Filth.
Danny Filth.
Not this
The other
Danny Filth.
Danny Filth. He's 4 feet tall.
He's tiny. I
He's
don't know if he's
small.
4 feet tall, but he's fucking tiny. He has such a voice that you would not believe comes out of somebody so small as this motherfucker.
Oh, his fucking
Look,
his earliest bands were major influences being Judas Priest, Misfits, and fucking Nightmare Before Christmas, and
I'm
Slayer.
getting a knock
These are
on my
some
door.
pretty
I'll
good.
be right back.
Okay,
I'll be
we both
right
have
back.
our
Give me a
interruptions
second.
here.
Check out Danny Filth.
I will check out Danny Filth. I checked them out, Jade. I checked them out while you were
You
busy.
check them out.
While you were busy being
So what do you
awful.
think?
I think they sound nice, and I should definitely give them a more of a shot, or at
They're
least more of a
considered
shot,
like
as in actually give them a shot.
back in their heyday, they were considered like the band you would listen to as like a gothic metalhead. They were
Yeah,
the name,
I'll have to see them for sure.
arguably like the Metallica of their genre, like that big, sort of like
Extreme
they
metal.
were. Yeah, they
I found a
were. I mean,
disqualifier of their British.
oh, British metal got heavy.
I do
I
not
mean,
want
like,
to
you're
listen to
aware of
something that
British
is
punk.
British. I am aware of British
Like, you
punk.
know, like British punk.
I
Like,
love
you
British
know,
punk.
these motherfuckers are
Kinda.
crazy. Like, look at Lemmy, right?
But
Or like Motorhead.
I love Motorhead. Yeah,
Yeah, Lemmy from Motorhead,
yeah.
who basically he he basically drank a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of
Mm,
Coke every single
mm.
day, drinking Jack and Coke from the time he was like 12 years old. At one point, he went to the doctor, who told him like you can't keep drinking this much Coke because like the sugar's giving you like early signs that you're gonna get diabetes.
Dad British.
And so he's like, "Oh, I'll move on to something healthier." He stopped drinking Jack and Coke. Do you know what he replaced it with?
uh.
Vodka and orange juice.
Vodka and orange juice. I've removed the
Lemmy
sugar from my diet.
Lemmy is a fucking maniac. I love Lemmy. I remember a friend of mine cried when Lemmy died.
When Lenny died, my friend cried. And then he
Oh, Kobe Bryant.
fried. He fried because he killed 90 people and was on death row. In his world, in his world, and
So
Shut up, I have to
it
close that.
seems like your brain has just shut off on that topic.
No, I'm sorry. Um,
It's fine,
we
you
I
know.
let's get to the one topic I had planned for today. The
Okay.
one thing I had planned. I want to talk about why no movie does good anymore. Why we don't have like big budget movies just fucking flop now. So Joker fully ado, or how I keep saying it, Squadella from the fucking Link
Yeah.
Faces of Evil, the fucking YouTube poop. Squadella, we're off. I keep saying Squadella because
Oh
it's funny
yeah.
instead of saying fully
I don't
ado.
think anybody cares. Look, I didn't even see the first one, I'll be
I neither
honest.
did I. Neither did I. I didn't see this, and I didn't see the first one. But
So
this movie is like a historic flop. Like
yeah, I've been seeing like people bring like when Moist Critical has words to say about something, he usually means.
yeah.
I watch Moist myself, like now and then, but
I'm a moisty.
Moisty. Anyway,
I'm a moist.
their first their first mistake was bringing Lady Gaga
No,
for
no,
the
no, no, no,
movie.
no, 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 no. She did her. She is not a bad
I'm
actress.
not saying that either. That's not why.
Okay, okay, good. Then okay, then make your
I don't
point.
think she's a bad actor. See, I say one statement, people infer one point, but I have another.
True.
It shows a lack of understanding of what the first movie was on the part of the people that chose Lady Gaga. She will do great in like what you put her in.
I think
Fine.
Todd
That's
Phillips himself chose Lady Gaga, and
yeah,
he's the
like
director
but
of the first one.
look, just because somebody has one good story to tell, I mean, look what else he made. Look
Hold
what
on, let's go
just
back.
go back to his
Road
filmography.
Trip,
Then you
Old School, Starsky and Hutch, Borat. Well, he wrote the story of Borat. All the King's Men, School for Scoundrels, The Hangover, Due Date, Hangover 2, Project X, Hangover
you wanna
Part
know
3, which
what's
I didn't even know existed,
you
War
wanna know what's
Dogs,
the most
A
telling
Star is
on this
Born,
list?
and Joker. What?
Do you know what's the most telling thing on this list?
The Hangover?
So, not The Hangover itself, but the trilogy as a whole, right?
He did
He
them all.
directed and produced all 3 of them,
He didn't
but
write
he
all of them
didn't
though.
write
He
the
only he
first
ran.
one, which means it wasn't his story to tell.
Yeah,
Which means that when it came to the sequel, he is basically doing a continuation of somebody else's story.
yeah.
That's the problem. You can see that he might have certain good
The
things come out of his wild choices, like the first Joker, as I understand was a critical
the
like
first
darling.
Joker, the first Joker, from what I know, was just like a lesser version of something like Taxi Driver. That's everything I heard
Yeah,
about the reception. Like
but
for
they did
it was
something
really well loved by people who aren't
tremendous with the
film
character.
for people who aren't film buffs. It was it was like, oh, this is the greatest movie. But for people who know stuff about
But they also did
movies,
something with
it
the
was just it
character
was
I don't think
very
anybody
uh,
else could have
by
done.
the books.
I don't think anybody else could have done a Joker movie without Batman
Uh,
that was that compelling to so many people.
I guess, yeah, I guess
Because
it's
look,
fair.
call it a cheap ripoff
Here's
of
this as well.
Taxi Driver, but like the people were compelled. The people were really compelled, and they did that with a character like Joker.
Right.
That's really impressive. But the thing is that when you look at his career as a whole and the fact that this is a sequel to a movie that really did need to like there was no sequel to Taxi Driver.
No, and yeah, that's another thing too. People are saying that this movie didn't fucking need a sequel. Right. This movie had
Like
the original Joker had all of its story told, like pretty much as it needed to, and then they ended it, and it was it. And then this movie comes out, and then it's just what there was so many issues with this movie. But you continue your point. Continue your point.
no,
Then I
but
have to I want to say.
that really is the crux of the point though, is that, when it comes down to it, when you see the name Lady Gaga appear and you're like, wait, Joker sequel, Lady Gaga, like this is why things get called woke. This is the unironic truth of like this is why some things get called woke. Because I'm not even saying this was based on woke decisions. That's not even what it's about. As I said, I respect Lady Gaga as like whatever
I think she's
she's.
a good actress. I think she's been in some good shit.
She put me off American Horror Story Hotel.
I never watched American Horror Story,
But
so I
maybe
don't
that's
know.
also like I will
American
admit
Horror Story
like
was one of those things I was just like, I
there
don't
was a
know.
poor
It was American Horror Story.
season. It was a, I mean like yeah, it's American Horror Story, but it was a poor season overall. It wasn't just like
Right.
her fault. But very much it just comes down to like this is why this shit gets called woke when it's not. This is
Because a movie fails and then they'll point to woman, right?
yeah, they'll point to Lady Gaga and say, "Oh, she did this." It's like,
I don't
no,
even
she
think
didn't
that's
do.
what's even happening here. I think maybe it's because I just haven't been engaging with like the chuds on this fucking discourse here, but I feel like everyone is rightfully calling out Todd Phillips for this fuck up because it is entirely his fuck up. Like every single
Yes,
decision of this movie that fucking sucked was Todd Phillips' fault. I want to
yes.
bring up this quote here actually too. I found just now. Phillips said in 2019 in the aftermath of his dark drama Joker release that he stopped making comedy films because of the backlash of woke culture, saying, "Go try to be funny nowadays. There were articles written about why comedies don't work anymore. I'll tell you why. Because all the fucking funny guys are like, fuck this shit. I don't want to offend you. It's hard to argue with 30 million people on Twitter." He's literally Joker. This is literally some fucking shit that would be said in Joker.
But you want to know the funny thing
Can't make a
about
joke
that
anymore.
quote? The funny thing about that quote is that it's not a very unique quote because that's a very similar thing to what you'll find from a lot of people who thought they were funny when they were just being racist or transphobic or, homophobic or any
Right.
of that shit. Like, they thought that was funny, and now they're being told, "Hey, that's not actually funny," and they're like, "Oh, don't make a joke." It's like, well, what you're doing is
I
not
think
like,
I think a good example of someone who made those jokes back then, to some degree, they weren't it wasn't the bread and butter of the stuff, but they would make those jokes in movies, and they don't anymore. Is Will Ferrell. I feel like a lot of his old movies would stray onto like maybe this is me just being stupid, but I feel like a lot of these old movies he was in, would kind of fall into that crowd of being like a little edgy and stuff and making jokes you can't make anymore. But nowadays he's safe. He's not the fucking drop down funniest guy in the
he
world, but
stays safe.
he's just a guy
No,
now. He's
I think
normal.
I will say I do find Will Ferrell is one of those unique people who are on my list of like I actively avoid because I
Why?
find him to be the like
Is he just unfunny?
unfunny,
He's just
like
yeah. I don't find him funny either, but
incredibly
like I
unfunny.
feel like I mean I like some of his
Like
movies. I like Anchorman. I like
when
Anchorman.
something is rated on a zero, like a 0 to 10 scale of funny, right? When
Right.
I say unfunny, I don't mean like zero. I mean like minuses. I mean like pushing the boundary of being like, this is making me like mad inside as a human being, unfunny.
He was the yellow
Like this is
man in
having
yellow
the
hat.
opposite effect. And that's what I think of Will Ferrell. Because do you know what I find, at least in my personal life,
Oh,
right?
Ben Stiller's another
A lot
person
of
in this list I'm talking about also with like
yes, yes,
the
Ben Stiller,
who's the or do you think he's unfunny too?
yes.
Really?
But the
Oh.
people who quoted Will Ferrell
Maybe it's because I
movies
just
the
grew up with
most,
those movies. Oh, people who oh
the
my god,
people
no. Oh
but
god.
like
Yeah, no. People who are like, "Oh, my favorite
I
movie is Elf."
I worked in an office, right? Where every day I would hear Ron Burgundy quotes from the fucking middle management busy snorting coke off of fucking toilet seats. So, like, that's the
I
mentality
guess that's
there.
true,
It's like
yeah. I guess it's just because I grew up on a lot of Will Ferrell movies and Ben Stiller movies that
maybe
I
it's
like
because of
have nostalgia
the
for them.
age that Will Ferrell is as well, because he does kind of come out of like the cocaine 80s.
Yeah,
And
kinda.
that level of comedy did like legitimately work back then,
I think
you know,
I heard a good thing
a
about
la
Will
Chevy
Ferrell
Chase.
is that yeah, I was just about to mention him. I was just about to say a good comparison to Will Ferrell is he's like my generation's version of Chevy Chase, where he's just in a
Yeah.
bunch of shit and then it's like, "Oh, I'm nostalgic for this shit." Even if Chevy I mean, I think Chevy Chase has better movies than Will Ferrell. Um I mean, I on average, I mean, like his best Chevy Chase's like funniest movies are like
I
better
will
than Will
say,
Ferrell's funniest
as
movies.
unwatchable as I find Will Ferrell, Chevy Chase hasn't like pushed me away from things 100%.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Chevy Chase's movies, but the ones I have seen, I think he's very funny, and so like more than Will Ferrell for sure. But
But,
then again,
remember,
I think I
like
like Will Ferrell more as a person than Chevy
growing up as
Chase.
a kid in the 90s, like a lot of Chevy Chase movies would be on like VHS.
Right, right.
The,
And I would
you
catch
know,
them occasionally and stuff through that way too.
so yeah, I mean, but Will Ferrell really is the opposite of funny. But the Joker,
Back to
this
Joker.
thing just
I
never
wanted to mention
needed
this.
to be made.
I want to mention this. Okay, so uh, the Joker was the first R-rated movie to make $1 billion, and it held that record until Deadpool and Wolverine came out this year, where it overtook it by 300 million or so. Which is crazy, right? I didn't know that that this was the first one to make $1 billion. That's that's crazy. Oppenheimer came close. The other two Deadpools came close.
Yeah,
Matrix Reloaded was the record holder for most grossing movie for like a while. Demon Slayer
but
was
I
an
don't.
R-rated movie? But like, and then the sequel comes out, and it like it's a complete bomb. Look at this budget of 200 million, and it's got a box office so far of 121 million. But then like the opening
Daddy,
weekend, the opening week for Joker was worse than Morbius. Like that's really bad. It bought its first week. It did worse than Morbius,
that is
which is an
awful.
infamous flop of a movie. And if we go by
That's
like there's reviews. There's that one site where they do the reviews of people just leaving a movie theater, like, oh, what did you think of that movie? Give us like a letter ranking, and they do that and they like average it out and stuff. And I'm pretty sure Joker 2 was the worst performing movie that this poll group has ever polled for superhero movies. Like, but previously the worst polled one was the Fantastic Four from 2015, and that one polled at like a C minus or something, and then this one was a D minus.
I remember when that movie released. Wow,
That
were
movie,
people mad?
that
People were
movie,
mad.
that movie is so
Comic book
bad.
fans were mad. Comic book fans were
I
so
think that
mad.
one's justified because that movie was
And you know what
fucking
though, comic book
atrocious.
fans? You know what?
Be
I can
careful what you
say
say.
this to
You're
all the
dating
comic
two of
book
them.
fans.
You're saying you're dating
I
two of
know,
them. Be
I
careful
know.
what you say.
Fucking stay mad. The Fantastic Four is boring.
I don't have any opinions on the Fantastic Four, but David's read Fantastic Four comics, so I'm sure he has
No,
an opinion.
boring.
I'm sure he doesn't care. He's like a Spider-Man guy. I feel like he likes Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just think there are better stories told
I'm an
in the
X-Men.
Marvel
I'm an X-Men
universe.
fan, but I like Spider-Man a lot.
I
Yeah, I absolutely have zero interest in the Fantastic Four.
I
I'm
think Spider-Man's one of the more fun
oh, I
heroes,
love
but
Spider-Man.
whenever I come to like saying why I like Marvel, I always bring up Iron Man because the reason
Iron
I
Man
like
is really
Marvel,
good.
the reason I like Marvel is because of the dichotomy of their characters, right?
Yeah, they're
Like
human beings. They're
Superman's
not
just
DC where
good
they're
all the
just they're
goddamn
heroes,
time.
which is also why Batman is the best DC character because he is kind of the same general vibe of a Marvel character who's actually a human being, you know? Marvel I
Less
mean
so.
in some
Less
adaptations
so.
of Batman. I feel like in good Batman stuff like the new Robert Pattinson Batman, he's a human being and it's like there's that like good like actual
Yeah.
discussion of a character. But in like a lot of stuff whenever Batman's interacting with the Justice League, then yeah, he's a fucking idiot and no one I don't give a fuck about listening to anything from that. But I'm talking about like yeah, Marvel as a whole, their heroes tend to be average people.
It goes beyond just the characters being human, but like the characters not even being good humans. Because let's
Yeah.
remember, aside from what people know for Iron Man in the movies,
He's a
Iron Man in the
yeah.
comic books is awful.
He's a fucking he beats his wife. He's a
He
drunk. He
physically
doesn't have any
beats his wife.
qualms about being a arms dealer in most
Physically
stories.
he is physically abusive to his wife, like actually being physically abusive.
And yet
And
you
this is
still
just
root for
like
him because at the end of the day he's fucking yeah,
he's
bitch.
Iron
I'm
Man.
Iron Man. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And like I feel
It's like the Nixon quote of like, "It's okay if Iron Man does it."
I feel I feel that Marvel shows more like knowledge and understanding of how people are and like what people like in other people. It's like what I feel like there's more knowledge of like it's more I don't know, it's more
In
thoughtful with
theory,
things. There are some
in
bad
theory,
there are some bad stories, some bad characters and shit. It's not
in
always
theory,
perfect, but in theory what?
how how do you feel about a world where Disney didn't buy Marvel and Marvel released movies that were closer to the
I
comics,
would be so happy. Oh my
where Iron
god.
Man does like physically abuse, like
Well,
they put that up on screen.
I think the well cuz you have to remember the original Iron Man was pre the Disney buying. So
Yeah.
that adaptation of Iron Man still is kind of the one you're describing. It's just not a I think Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man is probably the best adaptation you get of the character without making him too unlikable. Because I feel
Yes.
like because movies have have a wider reach than comic books. I think if he was more of an asshole, then the movies wouldn't be as liked and stuff. So I feel like if I wanted that plus I haven't read really any Iron Man comics, let's be real here. So like I don't have any like specific storylines I'd like to see adapted or anything. So it's not
But you know
like
what the general
I think
feel
the
of
original
Iron Man was
I
from
think
the
Iron
comic?
Man oh yeah, I think the Iron Man movies and the characterization of him in the movies is pretty good actually. I think Robert Downey Jr. is
I
probably
think
the best part of the MCU.
the
One of the best parts at
the
least.
I
And that's
mean,
why it's
yes, that
fucking
is
fell off so hard
true.
after he's gone because they're really fucking feeling missing that goddamn charismatic center that had the MCU around it. They're fucking missing that hard, and that's why a lot of these most recent movies fucking failed because
But,
they don't have
like,
that center.
look at something like the Hulk. The
Oh
Edward Norton one.
God, don't. The
The
Hulk
Edward Norton
movies.
one.
MCU doesn't know what to do with the Hulk.
I know, but, like, here's the
The fucking new
thing.
Captain America movie
I
is entirely
think
Hulk characters
here's
in it
here's
with.
my hot take on that, right? Here's my hot take on that. They should have given Norton the control he wanted.
Oh yeah, yeah. A
I
Hulk
think
movie.
100% they should have gone Norton's direction,
Yeah,
not the studio's direction on
yeah.
that one. I stand by Edward Norton on that movie.
I feel like yeah, it could have had more control. Could have been more serious. Because the thing is, the Hulk. The Hulk has I was talking about this, David, but the Hulk, like, the issue with the Hulk is he doesn't want to be the Hulk, but the audience wants to see him be the Hulk. So you have this like clash between what the audience wants and what the movie wants the story to tell to be. So like, if you want audiences to see your movie and like have it fit with the other MCU movies, you have to have the Hulk be the Hulk and smash shit. But if you want to tell a good story with the Hulk, you gotta do that whole thing where he's like struggling not to be the Hulk. But then if you do the smashy smashy, then it's like now you have like a character who's unsatisfied and it's like an unsatisfying ending of the movie, and it's like it's just an issue. But with comics, it's like that's kind of the vibe from the beginning, so there's already that audience expectation of what you're getting with a whole comic, and then eventually they just kind of get rid of that whole plot line, and that's when shit gets, I don't care about it anymore, and it's just
Yeah, like comics
The
get
Hulk is an
weird.
issue.
We
The
can
Hulk
all
is an
admit
issue.
comics get weird. But like for anybody who isn't in the loop on that one, like essentially Edward Norton wanted the story of the Hulk to be very similar in feeling and tone to what like the original Joker was. He wanted a Hulk that was more about the idea that, he is an actual person struggling with the idea of their own anger being that destructive. And the studio was like, no, Hulk smash.
I want to bring up some other big fucking flops that have happened recently. We can
Okay.
continue with
Oh,
one
go
that's
on. Oh,
we can continue with one that was another Marvel movie, or another superhero movie. But the Marvels is another big flop. We're in like the age of flops right now, where just shit doesn't make money.
we are, but
Budget
like
of
this is
two
also
hundred
because
seventy
people
four
are.
million, and then it had a box office of 206 million.
I blame overload. I blame like these 10-year plans. That's what I
I
blame.
blame that, but also I just feel like the movies are bad. So like it doesn't
Yeah,
like if these movies were good, I feel like they'd make money. You know? It's like one of those things where it's like
because
the oversaturation, and it's an oversaturation of mediocre bad movies.
yes, because the thing is that when you start planning around like that 10-year plans and stuff, what you start forgetting
It's
is like
Joseph Stalin.
what they start forgetting is like the very same mistake they've now made with Joker 2 is, do you have a good story to tell?
Right.
Like,
Right.
take it or leave it, the first Iron Man is a good movie, but when you break it down, you can see it's a good movie because it had a good story to tell.
Yeah. Well, it's not a good
Yes,
movie. It's a
somebody.
solid movie. I think Iron Man 1 is a solid movie. I think Iron Man 2 and 3 are better. A hot take, I think Iron Man 2 is
Yeah,
good,
but
by the way. I think
but
Iron Man 2 is a good movie. Hot take. That's probably my hottest
but
take
Iron
for the
Man
MCU.
1 does stand up to scrutiny as a movie and as
Yeah.
a story. Because we forget that movies aren't just movies. Like, we're not just like pumping out explosions per minute here,
Right.
right? They're stories. They're how we tell stories. So these 10-year plans, they plan this movie like 6 years in advance. Does that say to you that like, oh, we have an interesting story to tell in that movie? It's like, no, this is all part of it. It's just too much. People aren't. You can't keep people like you need to give them something better.
Right. It's just overload of mediocrity. And
Yeah.
yeah, attentive viewers though might have realized that I've been pulling up several tabs of some games that have failed because we've been talking about just movies that failed, right? And it's the same issue with this fucking flood of the same shit in video games. Like with video games, with movies, the flood is with like 10-year planned the MCU cinematic universe type shit, right? But with video games, we constantly get fucking shit. Like I think Starfield's the best example of what I'm talking about, where it's just the same game we've already played, pumped out to us again and then there's nothing new about it. It was just miserable. No one cared, and
It's
then it
just
failed. It
Space
flopped.
Skyrim, right?
That's literally what Todd Howard said is Skyrim in space. As it says right here.
Oh my god, he actually said it.
Yeah.
Todd Howard's an idiot.
I like Todd
Todd
Howard,
Howard's
but
also
also
one
he's
of
an idiot.
those. No,
Todd Howard to me is a person I love to hate to love. You know?
no, he's one of the hatched from an egg
He's a
like
hatch from an egg
family.
people. Yeah.
He's like he is hatched from an egg.
I am obsessed with
David
him.
Cage is another
I am
one.
obsessed with him, but in like a love-hate sort of relationship, you know?
Because I get the feeling that, because the best story to ever come out of Bethesda, the best game like to play story-wise and interacting with the world, like world building, world existence,
We talking
was
about published or developed here?
that's why I say out of Bethesda as a whole is
Fallout New
New
Vegas. Yeah,
Vegas.
Fallout New
You knew
Vegas.
I was
I knew
going
you were going to
down
say New
to
Vegas, so I was like, are you going to give me a trick
that.
question here?
It wasn't even under Todd Howard's like all-knowing glare.
My all-seeing eye. Yeah, no. Well, to be fair, this game was written by Emil Pagliarulo. He's this guy's a fucking idiot.
No, you can give this
This guy
person the writing
sucks.
credit. Oh
No, this
wow.
guy sucks. All
But
faults of
at the
his
same
life.
time, you know that like A, Todd Howard had to sign off on it, and
Yeah,
B, Todd
this guy
Howard was
sucks too.
probably standing very nearby while that was fucking written.
Enon Zer, he's just making these soundtracks. He's still doing the soundtracks for these games. I do love his soundtracks
What
though.
do you know what I do love though
Yeah.
is that they've gotten so much use out of the Morrowind soundtrack. Like you know that the Morrowind theme
Yeah.
is the Oblivion theme,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the Oblivion theme is the Oblivion theme is the Skyrim
It just
theme.
become the Elder Scrolls theme.
Yeah,
It's just the Elder Scrolls theme
but
now.
it's like
It was first into
it's just
Morrowind though.
that's the thing is
I think
that
that's
they
fine. I think that's
it,
fine.
it's very cool, but at the same
Because
time,
it's just such a
it
good
is
song
sort
that
of
they're
like
like, yeah, let's just make this. It's like getting
you've
mad at
gotten a
like
lot of
Zelda or Mario though for
you've
that.
gotten a
I
lot of
feel.
use out of that for 20
It's like
fucking
getting that's
years.
like getting mad at fucking Mario 64 for them still using Bob on Battlefield or some shit that like the oh
No,
wow.
no, no.
Even though
I'm
it's
not
like
mad
yeah.
at them for it, but it is
It's
just
just
one of
I
those
mean, yeah.
things that's
I
very
mean, be
Bethesda.
fair though, it's so fucking good. I wouldn't get mad if they turned Fallout 3 into like the Fallout 3 theme as like the main Fallout theme. It kind of Fallout 4 kind of plays on the Fallout 3 theme a bit. So like I mean, it's so good though. Like how can you not? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Starfield is fucking mid as shit. And they released a DLC. Did you even know they released a DLC called
No, I
Shattered
didn't.
Space? It released last like 2 weeks ago, September 30th. Nobody
Like
fucking cares. Nobody
like
cares.
I remember a bunch of videos coming out about glitches, in the
Yeah,
initial release. Obviously, a lot of that stuff is probably patched by now,
kinda.
kinda.
Yeah.
But, it being a Bethesda game, we know how that goes. Anyway,
I want to talk
as
about
far
this
as
one
I
now.
understand, like, it never survived that in the popular media, like, people just went, "It's not even worth coming back to." Even fixed, it's not good.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Cyberpunk, which actually could be talked about here because it's the best example to handle one of these flops is Cyberpunk 2077. Because Cyberpunk 2077 comes out and it is completely undercooked. This thing needed more time in the oven. It was not ready. This game was not ready, but because it was promised on Xbox One and PS4 back when the game came out, the game was originally supposed to be on Xbox 360 and PS3. That's how long ago this game was in development for. But then those consoles got outclassed by the Xbox One and PS4. So they're like, okay, this game will absolutely 100% release on these consoles. People bought those consoles with the expectation that they're going to be able to play this game on there as a next gen experience, and then because they didn't want to get filed for fucking like false advertisement, they had to release it early so that it could still be in the window to release on those consoles, and it was not ready yet. The PS4 and Xbox
Yeah.
One versions of this game are completely unplayable and they do not run. It is not made for those consoles. This is made for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And even then, it was still not ready. It needed more time. But because of company rushing the
Yeah.
devs, it was pumped out too soon. But then with all the backlash that came out, and with the popularity of the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime that came out, they went back and they fixed the whole fucking game. They fixed the whole game and added new content
That's
too.
actually impressive to me.
And now the game
That
is
is
fucking
legitimately
amazing.
impressive.
This game is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. I am obsessed with Cyberpunk 2077, and I am so sad that the original source material is a tabletop RPG because I am never going to play those. But the world of Cyberpunk is so fucking interesting to me. I cannot wait for the
Well, I
for the
mean,
second Cyberpunk anime project that's coming out.
Vampire the Masquerade is also based off of a
I know, but we
tabletop
only have
RPG.
one game, and you have like a couple of games, you know. But it's like I want another Cyberpunk game. I want more. I want more. It's so good. It's
Hey, but
so good, and I can't
let's
wait
be
for another
honest
a new
here,
anime
there is
season.
only one good Vampire Masquerade
Oh, I
game.
don't know. I just know that there's multiple games, so it's like, yeah, you get more
So,
stuff.
like, that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, that was the second game that was made. The first game is, oh god. It's
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, not only did they release the game completely fixed, they also released a DLC with it that's like incredibly amazing, as Idris Elba in it.
oh, well, that's one way to get goodwill to your franchise. People like it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it, just,
Here he is. He plays
um
Soul. God, he's so good. He's
I
so
still
good.
think the very best thing that Idris Elba ever did
It's Knuckles, the
was
echidna.
was the music video he did where he plays a blind guy who runs through a
Oh,
forest.
never seen that.
It is
I'll have to
such a
check that
good
out
video.
eventually. I was gonna say though, this is a good example of how to deal with a complete flop because it didn't fail like financially. I'm pretty sure it made its budget back because it was a huge game and everything, but it was going through
Yeah, a
lawsuits and
lot of
stuff of
people
false
bought
advertising
into it,
anyway.
especially a lot of people went pre-order on this one. This was one of
Right.
those big pre-order
Oh,
games.
absolutely. This is the kind of the game that kind of got people to push away from pre-orders too. I feel like pre-orders are a lot less popular now after this game. Like I feel like they still
Yeah,
happen, but
well,
I feel like this is one of those games that got a lot of people to be like, the last game
uh,
I pre-ordered was actually
the
Fallout
very
76, funnily
culture
enough.
the very culture of pre-orders is awful.
Last time I pre-ordered a game was Fallout 76, and I was still a child back
Oh
then, so
my
don't worry. It was
fucking
2018.
idiot.
It was 2018, and I'm a fucking Fallout fan. And I didn't get like the big fancy pre-order. I just got like the one that was the base price. It was just basically me being like, "Hey, I want this game," and I was gonna
You
buy it
got
and play it
scammed.
anyway. So all I got was an alternative box art. That's all I got. That's all I got, and some stickers that I
You
put on
got
my Xbox. That
you
was it.
got scammed.
I did get scammed. Um, I've gotten scammed multiple times. I don't know. Fallout 76 too, I feel like Fallout 76
That's
is
why
still a
you
bad
need
game.
Nero.
Fallout 76 is still a bad game, but I feel like it's like a bad it's a good example of them trying to fix a game after it got fucked up and everything, but I just feel like the game is still bad anyway, so it doesn't matter. But they are actually
Yeah,
still working with this game and people do like Fallout 76. Fallout 76 has like actual fans. People like this game. People play it. I know people who unironically play it. Like they play it how we
I
play
know.
Overwatch 2 where like we know it's a bad game and we know it's kind of dog shit, but we still like to play it anyway
Like
because
people
it's
play
fun.
Apex.
Yeah, but Apex at least like has I feel like Apex isn't like a bad game though. Like this is a bad game, but people
No,
like it and enjoy it.
I don't know, but every time I see like
Oh my god, hold on! I
the
completely forgot about this game. This is another game we
people
could talk
play
about from
Apex.
Bethesda. Redfall. This is another game we should mention for the flops of Bethesda. I completely forgot this game existed. This game is also completely dog shit. Just like this one was like Starfield. If Starfield was like completely unplayable, where it's the game no one wanted, but then it's also just completely unplayable.
There was another Bethesda
This game
game
was made
that
by Arcane,
also
by the way, too. If you know Arcane.
yeah, they did the Batman games.
Yeah. No, that was
But
that was that was that them? No, no,
I
they
don't
did
believe
Dishonored.
so.
They
No,
did
they did
Dishonored.
Dishonored.
No,
Dishonored, yeah.
you're thinking of
I like
these
Dishonored.
guys over here. Rocksteady. We'll get to
Rocksteady,
Rocksteady
yeah.
soon because we're gonna talk about their game that's a big
But,
flop.
what was that other one? I think it was called Rust or something from
Rust.
Bethesda, was it?
No, Rust is that like Rust is the game where like losers spend their whole
Right,
lives
what's the
on.
other Bethesda game? It had a very, like, post-apocalyptic sort of
I know
theme,
what you're
but it
talking
wasn't
about. I know what you're talking about. Bethesda
games.
neon paint game. I know what you're talking about.
It's, not a Neon Paint game. It's, not a Neon Paint game. It's not a Neon Paint game. It's, 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 not a Neon Paint game. It's,
What the
No,
fuck?
you're
No,
thinking
there's a
something
game. No,
else.
there's a game that had like paint all over it and stuff, and that's what I'm trying to Google. Neon Bethesda games. Hold on. I know what game you're talking about,
Yeah.
and the box art has a guy screaming with paint on it.
The link right above that said list of game. Rage.
Rage, Rage. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. Rage. It is, yes, Rage, 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 Rage. Where is it?
I saw it.
Rage 2. This is the one I was talking about. See, this is what I was talking about. This guy screaming with neon paint.
Yeah, neon paint game. Yeah, like the game didn't have neon paint in it. That's not how you search for things. Fucking.
Made by Avalanche and
Anyway,
id. Jesus Christ,
either
Avalanche and
way,
id.
this game, I think it was this one, was in like the first Rage was in Breaking Bad.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, that's fun.
Jesse plays it. Aaron
Yeah,
Paul. Jesse he plays
I guess.
he plays Rage before
Sonic
it
was
was
also.
released.
You know what else? Sonic was also in Breaking Bad. I'm pretty sure they were playing Sonic Racers. I think
I think so.
Team Sonic Racing or some shit. They
Like
were playing a Sonic
the
racing game.
most random fucking crossover you'd
Yeah, I
see.
know, it's funny. But Rage 2, I remember the marketing for Rage 2. Yeah, but Cyberpunk is a good example of a game that like fixed its fall, but then we have Redfall here, which was a complete failure. No, it was completely broken, just horrible dog shit. You had Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, which is made by the people who made the Batman Arkham games. And this is like the final. So if you know the Batman Arkham games, these are like some of the best games in my opinion ever made.
Oh wow,
No,
that's
they're really good. They're really fucking good. These games are really, 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 really good.
so I will say
Perfect
this.
games for
The
streaming,
only
honestly.
the only one I've personally played so far
Is
is
Asylum?
Arkham Asylum.
This game is really
And
good.
I played it on release. '09, that's the year I
Oh my
matriculated.
god,
That's
that's
the year I
that's like
finished high school.
classic. Holy shit. I'd love that experience.
That's the year I finished high school. So I played this in my last year of high school, and it really was like
Oh,
at the
it's
time,
so
just
good. It's
wow,
so good.
the
This is one of the best like
far
superhero video
better than
games
it
ever made.
had any right to
Absolutely.
be.
Absolutely. This game is
I
amazing. Arkham City is amazing. Arkham Origins is cool, but it's only like relegated to the Wii U, so not many people played it. Um Arkham Knight was it had issues, but it's still good. And then Kill the Justice League, which bleh. So if you don't know these games are like just very action adventure is the best way to describe it. It's just you go to room and beat up a bunch of guys and stuff, and there's boss fights,
God of
puzzles.
War, but you're Batman.
God of War by Batman, yeah. But it's really fucking good. They're really
And not
good.
new God of War.
Oh,
Not new,
Old
old
God
God
of
of
War,
War.
yeah, like classic God of War.
Old God of
It's
War and
old
you're
God of War
Batman.
and Batman. And they're really good. They're really good. Very famous for their like just
I
insanely good depictions
can
of
I
some characters
can
in
I
the
just
in the
say on
DC
that note,
series.
I don't like the direction God of War went in gameplay wise.
I'm very unfamiliar with God of War, so I can't give opinions on it.
So like but you know there's a big separation between like the old God of
Yeah,
War
yeah, yeah. I know that.
series and like the new one that's all in Norse mythology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The thing is that those old games, they had a very specific play style.
Right.
And the new God of War, it's not like it enhanced or modernized that play style. What they went with was a completely different play style.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna really give my opinions on it because honestly I don't know the I don't know the anything really about uh God of War because I never grew up with those games. I never played them at all ever. I'd never even seen footage of them. I mean I have seen footage of them, but I haven't like really gone through it. I most of know about God of War is I at one point a while ago, like a couple of years ago, probably in like 2022, I just sat down and watched every single cutscene of every single like boss like fucking boss fight and like just watched like Kratos kill people in cutscenes because I was bored.
I will
That's my
say,
only experience with God of War.
God of War as a character,
You mean
like I
Kratos?
won't go
You
yeah,
mean Kratos?
Kratos as a character, right?
Hmm.
I won't go into like the new era of God of War because
Yeah.
I haven't seen much of that myself. But previously, Kratos as a character really was just like not not even portrayed as the good
He
guy
just was a
in
villain. He just was a horrible person. He
not even a villain, just
what?
almost a force of nature in that one.
Oh, I see what you mean. I
Because
see what you mean. He was just
because
violent,
he was
like
like
violent.
violence incarnate,
Yeah,
right?
but that's what I got out of those cutscenes. Actually, there's one thing I will say
Because
about the new God of War, and then I want to get back to this because I like I said I can't really speak on this at all like ever. But in the new God of War game, the newest one, I remember a lot of people got upset because Kratos cried in it. A lot of like those anti-woke guys. And I remember seeing the scene he cried to and I was like, okay, this is like the best thing I've seen out of these games, and it was him finding like a mural of depicting him, and it was depicting him positively as like a hero to the people who made it, and it was like the first time that someone saw him as more than just a rage murder man, and he started crying because he was like, it was like just small sums. It's completely silent too. All of this was delivered entirely by his actions, but it was like him getting like emotional over someone actually seeing him as like a positive force, and I thought that was like a really nice bit of subtlety in like storytelling in a game, and I really appreciated it. And then I was getting really upset that it was getting fucking mocked by anti-woke guys.
like, do you are you aware of like the backstory of Kratos?
He was in a battle, and then he sacrificed his life to win, and then he became a servant of Ares, and something about his family dying, and
So,
then he
in
goes and kills
short,
Ares.
he was a Spartan warrior
Right,
who was really fierce and mean, like, but he was just like,
a guy.
that's what they were known for.
Yeah.
But he was, and then he impressed Ares. But then
Hey,
Ares gave
I'm
him
gonna win this
the
battle with my
power to
life over
go
yours.
to go murder rage mode,
Yeah.
right? And they made him go murder rage mode with his wife and children.
Oh no.
So Ares essentially and the gods drove him into a rage that made him murder his own family. At this point, he feels betrayed. So he goes on his first warpath. This is the first
Yeah, and then he
game,
goes and
right?
kills Ares at the end.
He kills Ares and takes his place as the god of war,
Yeah.
right? The rest of the gods, they don't really take kindly to this because immediately after that,
Zeus comes down.
there's like everybody fucks with the Spartans, obviously spurred on by the gods, and Kratos gets stripped of his powers and da da da. You can the essentially the point is that Kratos is a character who, even if you look at all his murderizing, whenever you go back to like an origin point, it's just like, okay, I see that. I
Right.
see that.
Yeah.
Because the reason his skin is essentially gray as well is that it's the ashes, the actual ashes of his like wife and children covering his skin.
Right.
Like that's you. And now they I don't know, they just seems to gone in an odd direction with the character. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's even bad or unfathomable. Like, let Kratos cry then. If that's a story you want to tell, clearly that's where you want
Yeah.
to take the character. But I think that at the time it was much more a character built around the idea of like, you know what? He has the right to. You always felt righteous even ripping off Zeus's head because you were like, of course, you do the same thing. He made you like
Right.
part of a plot to like murder your own people and your own family. Like, fuck. I'd be
Right.
angry.
Right. But yeah, that's how Batman plays. All of this was supposed to be a fucking. Oh my god, this podcast is
I
2 hours long.
dungeons as well. Yes, that's
Yeah.
the point.
Okay. Anyway, so
It's
Batman
almost
plays like
ten to me.
Batman games play like God of War, and then Batman Justice League Suicide Squad comes out, and it's a live service game.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's live
it's
service.
live service,
You.
and it was really bad. Everyone hated the writing, which I think I'm gonna be real here. I'm gonna be real. I think people who were complaining about the writing and like them killing Batman and stuff. Oh, you killed. I don't give a fuck. That's just a cringe thing to complain about. The real complaints here is that it's a live service game that's complete dog shit and plays nothing like the original series, and it was done because live service games are what sell. Hey, Warner Brother Games comes down, knock knock knock. Hey, Rocksteady, you need to make a live service game. Ah, they have so season one was the original run of it, right? Season two, they release Mrs. Freeze as a character to play
You.
as Mrs. Freeze.
I don't know how the marketing team decided that.
And then
Can I just
the
say,
third season came out, and only like 100 people were playing the game. I'm not joking. Like, what the fuck? So then they
it
like,
is,
yeah.
in my opinion, a bad business decision to release a live service
Oh,
game.
it's a fucking horrible business decision because if it fails so hard. It's crazy. Like Concord. Concord was a
Ooh,
hero shooter. Um,
was
was a hero shooter that was trying to be
barely
like Overwatch. Yeah, it
for like a
was
week, wasn't it?
everything. Yeah, it was 12 days. So the game here's the development and release. It's this long. So Concord was the first game developed by Firewalk Studios, a studio located in Bellevue, Washington, and was founded in 2018. Firewalk initially developed Concord in collaboration with its parent company, Probably Monsters, of the studio acquired by Sony in April 2023. Firewalk officially announced Concord during the PlayStation Showcase last year. A beta for the game was released in July of this year. Underwhelming player numbers. The game released August 23rd, 2024. Firewalk announced Firewalk Studios reported the game was in development for around 8 years, according to the video game podcast host Colin Moriarty, citing an unnamed the Fallout guy. The game had a budget of 400 million. Although this figure was disputed by several PlayStation developers and social media, he stated the internal console of workplace stocks. Yeah, so the game had a budget of $400 million allegedly, and it was released April 23rd, 2024, and then it was pulled from PlayStation stores.
They shut down at the
Yeah,
bottom.
shut down here. It was pulled from PlayStation and Steam stores on September 6th. So for an alleged budget of 400 million, it lasted 12 days on online stores, and it's probably it's the most impressive flop of any game ever. Look at this art style and tell me this isn't the most generic thing. This looks like a fake game. This looks like an AI generated game.
AI
This looks
art.
like a game you would
I knew
play.
it was
This
coming.
looks like a
I
game you
knew it
would
was
see
coming.
played in a movie. Like, this doesn't look like a real game. Like, it doesn't look it looks so corporate, so boring. This
And the
logo's
name
dog
is
shit.
very generic. The
Concord is
name
such
is
a
very
bad name.
generic.
Very generic logo, very generic character designs. It looks like a poster you'd see in a game when you're walking through like an abandoned location and you see the posters of like in-universe shit, right? Like, that's what this looks like. It's so bad. It's so shit. And it failed. It flopped. And it was a live service game. So another example of live service games not being a good model. And last one I want to talk about is The Day Before. Uh,
Before we do move on to this one, on the topic of something like Concord, you've played Deadlock now.
yeah, I have.
How do you feel about that? Because the only thing close to that I've played is Overwatch 2. Like,
Deadlock is like,
like
oh, Deadlock. I bet the best way to describe Deadlock is a. Look at my things here named Deadlock. I want the game. The best way to describe Deadlock is Overwatch mixed in with like a MOBA. It's a shooter and a MOBA put together. So you're playing it's over the shoulder
oh
though.
my
So it's
god,
yeah. So you're playing
that map. I see.
the lanes. There's 4 lanes and you push with a bunch of like in
4
betweens.
lanes.
Yeah, 4 lanes. Boop 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 boop. And then you can all these it's all buildings that you can walk in and out of and stuff and get on top of. So um it's still in development and it's made by Valve and it's a MOBA like League of Legends or Dota 2, and you're playing over the shoulder shooter. This is the best way I feel you can introduce someone to a MOBA because it worked on me. I didn't really click with Dota 2. I'm not really getting too into it, but I'm really fucking clicking with Deadlock. I really like Deadlock because I really like shooters,
The
especially
thing
like
is
team
like
shooters. So
the only MOBA that pulled me in was Smite.
I think Smite. David says this was like Smite, kinda. I think Smite's over
I
the shoulder, right?
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Smite's, yeah,
Well, yeah,
third
it's the
person.
third. Yeah, so yeah, it's that same type of vibe, but it's a shooter. And I like the art style. It's going for like a 1920s, 30s, like New York. mobsters and shit and like that sort of style. I like it. I like the style a lot. The original style is supposed to be sci-fi, and they changed it because I thought it was too boring. Uh, Never have in my life have I heard such a good decision be made to change that art style. It's really good. I'm following up on it. I've been playing it.
So
It's
I
fun.
I I'm apprehensive, but the thing that makes me more lean towards the positive side with this
Is Valve?
is Valve.
It's Valve.
Honestly,
It's
that
it's
it's coming
Valve is
out of
running it.
Valve.
Yeah, it's got a lot of life to it. The voice lines are fun. They don't feel generic at all. You know when you're playing a game and people say a voice line. This happens in Overwatch a lot. You say a voice line and it's like, yeah, I mean, like, what else would this character say? The characters in Deadlock have a lot of personality to them, even though we barely have anything to work with them. We have like very little lore and stuff. There's not much backstory to a lot of characters, but there's so much personality in their lines and the delivery of them that it's just fun. It's just fun. I mean, some of the characters are really boring. Like there's one gel guy who's like a gel. He's a guy made of
I
jelly
mean,
and
look,
stuff, but like it's still
Valve
fun, you know?
Valve managed to make unnamed copy-paste characters from their
The
games
most
be
fascinating and fun
iconic.
characters ever.
Like
Yeah.
they became iconic over time.
Yeah.
That's what like I don't know how they do it. Gabe Newell is some kind of like secret genius for real.
Real.
Because I mean, look, if you look at Gabe Newell's backstory alone, that stuff's fucking insane. He used to work for Microsoft.
I didn't know
He
that.
basically wrote the like early versions of Windows,
Wow. I mean,
and
that's
then
crazy.
he basically left because he was like, well, I don't really have much freedom here. And then within a couple of years, he had released Half-Life,
Wow. I like
and
Gabe
it's like
Newell. I like Valve.
he's insane. I love the guy.
Yeah, I'm liking Deadlock. I'm hoping it goes in good places. I'm liking that the development of it's being done open and like we're getting to see the development of it going on. And like the thing with pre like early access games that I don't like is that typically the you don't feel like the game's being worked on as you play it. It just feels like you're playing an unfinished game.
Yeah.
But like Deadlock changes every fucking week. There's like there's like art style tweaks, there's like art style tweaks. There's like new voice lines and like new shit constantly being changed and
How much do
stuff
you know
every
about
week.
the inner workings of Valve?
Not much.
So here's something that might surprise you.
Hmm.
When you work at Valve internally, like when you are a game developer at Valve working under them, you get to you get to choose what you work on.
Oh my god,
Like, you can just
that's
work on stuff and then
really
put it
good.
out there, and the rest of the company says, "Oh, that seems cool, we'll put it out."
That's
Like,
really good,
you
actually.
just grab a few people, like, Jim, like, across the office, he's good with this type of stuff, you pull him in, like,
Like
you
we're gonna
just
make a project.
that's
Come on,
the
let's get some guys
internal
together. I'm gonna make a project. And they're like, oh hey,
and,
that was
like,
cool.
it's part of the reason why Half-Life 3 never happened, because nobody at
Nobody
the
wanted to
company
work on it.
wanted to nobody at the company had anything because remember,
No ideas. No
say
ideas
what
to
you
work on it.
want, Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 were both games that released and changed the gaming industry in some way.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, we don't have anything that can change the
Like,
industry with Half-Life 3. What do we make it fucking?"
yeah, they don't
Yeah,
have that
yeah,
yet.
yeah,
They
yeah.
haven't seen that happen
Which
yet.
I guess is a good
So,
thing because that means that they're not gonna when Half-Life 3 does come, it'll be like a natural. And I guess that's why Half-Life Alex was made because VR. There's something that you can actually
right.
work with there. It's something new. We want to make something with VR, so let's use a
And they
Half-Life
did
and we can make
VR
it a
better
prequel.
than everybody else, as far as I
As
understand.
far as I know, Half-Life Alex is like the highest rated VR game ever.
Yeah, it's the peak of VR gaming.
Yeah, and I don't think I've heard a VR
But
game since
the
then be
thing
talked
about
about really,
but
except
that's
for
what I'm
FNAF.
saying about with Deadlock, is that if you think about the internal company culture there, you can
That
see why Deadlock is
yeah,
getting the love it's getting.
I do love Deadlock a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how it goes.
So what
But
is the day before?
Do you know Day Before at all?
No,
Okay, so this game is a
this is
scam.
not on my
This
radar.
game was a scam. You can see here plagiarism, severe mismanagement, technical issues, accusations of scam. It was legal disputes. Yeah, so it's a zombie survival game. You know, DayZ, but modern, one of those
Okay.
situations. Um, and then
DayZ was a scam.
what?
DayZ was a scam.
Oh, yeah, because DayZ is one of those games where it's early access, and then no work is ever done on it ever. It's just it's just a game that's not
Yeah.
finished. Um, so we'll go through this. We'll go through this development and release part here because I want to refresh myself on it too because it's been like a whole year since this whole drama. This was December of last year, so like it's been a while. It's been like 10 months since this whole drama, really 11, but anyway. The day before was first revealed 2021. Strongest mechanics gameplay trailer was released. A real breakthrough for MMO survival genre. Talking about this thing. All right, the day before became the most wishlisted game on Steam. The following month, Fantastic updated their website to say the organization of both paid and unpaid volunteers. While full-time volunteers received a salary, unpaid volunteers were compensated with participation certificates and free codes. 2 days later, on 29th of June, Fantastic released a statement to the gaming news saying, yeah. In January 2023, the page for the day before was pulled from Steam, with Fantastic stating on January 25th, made by fucking Brit, with these goddamn days reversed. God damn it! Fuck these stupid rest of the world calendars. Make it American. I'm not saying January.
Amer-
I'm not saying the 25th of January. I'm saying January 25th. Put it the other fucking way around.
yeah, the Americans are wrong on that one, by the way.
No, the Americans are correct on that one. Why the fuck is it this?
I'll tell you why.
Month, day,
Day,
year works so good.
day, month, year.
I
Each
get
one
that.
gets
I get that.
progressively
I get
longer.
that. But when you list it like this, it looks like it's just saying 25 January. 25
Yes,
January.
25th of January.
Yeah, but fuck you. Like this and this look nice. You put because this is a word. This is a word. This is a number. This is a word. Word January. If this said January 12th, 2024 or some shit. Word number number. Word number number.
No, but you, you are still wrong. It's day, month, year. It gets progressively longer. It
Yeah, but
leads to less
word number
confusion
number.
because
Not number word number. Word number number.
look, either way,
Whatever.
this this developer very much seems sketchy
Oh,
all
they were
around.
sketchy as fuck.
Where did they come? Where did they come from? What was their previous work?
Nothing.
Exactly.
so let's continue here. Let's continue. They put a 10-minute trailer. The game claims they also made claim. Oh, sorry, this is IGN Studios. Yeah, the IGN called it a scam and shit, and that there's we didn't take money. We didn't take a penny from people. No crowdfunding, no pre-orders, no donations. Despite the fact they had volunteers. They had people doing like promotion and stuff. You know. On second January, see, it fucks me up. On February 2nd, 2023, amid speculation over the status of the game, Fantastic released new gameplay footage. However, shortly afterwards, videos related to the day before were pulled from YouTube due to trademark complaints from a third party. Fantastic later claimed that it was targeted by the developer of a calendar app named The Day Before. It was reported in August that MyTone and Fantastic had filed. So that's just talking about that whole thing up there. December 4th, this is just before release. Fantastic posted the same on Twitter, reiterating that they had not scammed anyone as they had solicited funding and denied allegations. Hold on. As they had not solicited funding and denied accusations of asset flipping. On December 11th, 4 days after day before launch, due to widespread criticism, Fantastic announced their closure, stating that the game had failed financially. They could not afford to continue operating. The day before was removed from sale on Steam that day. The studio closed on December 22nd and stated that all purchases would be automatically refunded. The servers remained online until January 22nd, 2024, at which the point they were shut down permanently. Following its release, a former employee from Fantastic said the game was never intended to be an MMO. Additionally, they claimed the founders of Fantastic had controlled all aspects of the game's development, implementing a lot of stupid ideas and threatening developers with dismissal if they objective. So, yeah, crunch time too. So
Yeah, crunch time is evil.
it is. I think I need to show off gameplay of what this game is like, honestly, to get the full picture here. Like, because it's not just a bad game. It is an atrocious game. I think if someone said this was this is like the worst game ever made, I I would not I would not
No, put off the audio.
if I see a game that looks like this and has this type of UI, I run. I run for my fucking life.
You want to know something that horrified me
This looks like
on
PUBG.
that note? This does look like PUBG.
Honestly, I'll say this.
God, it looks like PUBG.
If you're making a post-apocalyptic zombie world, this isn't too bad of a world, right? This doesn't
No, I
look that
mean,
bad.
no, but it is
The
generic.
issue here is the player model, the
You're
fact
not
that it's so
doing
fucking
anything
generic.
new.
Yeah, you're not pulling me in with this, but I feel like if you wanted to use this as a base to work off of for a better game, like that World War Z game that came out and was actually surprisingly good, that's a good place to start with. This game is broken as
Yeah,
shit, and look at there's like no, it's MMO and there's nobody. I'm sure this
but
whole video he
I
goes the whole
was
time without interacting with fucking anybody. He's just walking around
I
doing
was
nothing.
quite horrified by something. I was seeing somebody stream the other day, and they were playing Once Human.
Ugh. That's the game you got in an argument
Right,
over,
that's
right? Over being
yeah,
like
I yes, I
scummy
did
as
get into
fuck.
an yes, I did get into an argument with people over
See, this
Once
also
Human,
looks
but
generic
we
as
won't
fuck
get
to me.
into that argument.
This is
But
Death
here's the thing.
Stranding. Death Stranding, baby.
No, 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 it gets worse. The UI looks like Palworld.
In Power World is not exactly. Yeah, it's the same. It's this. This was also in the days before. The gold diamond, the black outline gold diamond with gold text and like the black. This is the standard UI in like every single game that I've noticed so far. It's just fucking
I mean,
your HUD down here with numbers, basic survival
because
meters, and then gold text, black text, minimalist text as fuck. I hate it. This shit's so fuck. I hate that shit. I hate it so much.
like but last week I was praising Palworld. But I mean, Palworld is early access, right?
Yeah,
Is
I
is
don't think
Once
this game is
Human
early
early
access.
access?
Let's see. It's not early access because it would have said so down here. Because it said so down here. It said early access. So it released. This game is
Okay.
out.
I refuse to play it still.
Yeah, no, I'm not
That
playing it.
scummy thing about this developer, by the way, was
NetEase.
I won't say what it was, and people can tell me if I'm wrong, but I went to their Steam store page, and on their Steam store page was an external link to a website that was offering software promising to speed up your computer, like
Yeah.
optimize your machine. You see, the thing is that those pieces of software,
Are
the
scams.
speed up are scams.
You
If
can't do that.
anything, like adding another program to the list of programs running, even if that program is saying, "Hey, we're optimizing stuff," that program is using more
Yeah.
processes on your machine. The program's a scam.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you're releasing a game like Once Human, there are tons and tons of people who work for you, your developers, who know that that software is a scam because they make software for a living.
Right.
Which means that you as a publisher, you as a company, your
Right.
company culture is to push a scam onto your. And the argument that I got into was somebody said to me, they defended it by saying, "Oh, that's completely optional and you don't need to." It's like, no, 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 no. That's a whole different thing from putting it on your Steam store page.
Yeah, yeah. The issue there is that they're willing to link that shit and not that that shit's there and oh you can just ignore it. Well, that's not the issue. The issue is that this company is openly just saying here go to these scam sites. It's not a
They
trustworthy company by their actions.
Yes, they are proving their untrustworthiness, and it's like I don't want to install their software on
Yeah,
my computer. Because if that's who they openly, praise working with, like, no, I don't feel. It's why you'll never see me stream Once Human. I've seen people
yeah,
say things about the game and how interesting and cool and whatever the thing is, but like, I went to the Palworld's Steam page and it didn't say anything about an external
yeah,
optional third party link to anything.
yeah.
I went to the Steam page for multiple Bethesda games, and there was no external third-party link. You want to know whose external third-party link I did see? EA, motherfuckers! EA, because EA is evil, and nobody in the gaming community is going to argue with me about how bad EA is as a company.
No,
I know
no.
that for a fact, because like it's objective. Even EA just has to sometimes shrug, sometimes go, "Yeah, you're a little bit evil, but like you paid." You
Right,
know,
right.
look
You
look at the
know,
price of of sports games.
Oh yeah, no, that shit.
Fucking
That's a whole nother topic
Jesus
that I can go
Christ,
on
they
for
come out
hours
once
for.
a year. No, they come out once a year too. It is fuck you, EA. Fuck you
It's
all the
passionate. It's
way.
passionate. You know what? You
So
know what?
once
You know what
again,
isn't? You know what isn't evil?
what?
Our podcast. I hope. I hope. This extra long episode of the podcast was enjoyable for everyone. We talked for a long time.
We
We
did.
always end these by going, "Oh, we talked about blank, blank, blank," like it's a fucking episode of like a fucking children's show,
And this
wrapping up
is
the lessons. I hope
and
someone had a
today
takeaway. I hope someone
we
got
talk
some like recommendations for music because that's like
this
you were
is
giving
this
some
is
out
where we
earlier.
pull the left turn, right? Like today we talked about East African politics on the pricing of local amenities such as bread and
Yeah, but
marijuana.
bread is not an amenity. Bread is like food. That's
No, but
that's not
why
an
must we
amenity.
be correct? In the age of Donald Trump, why must I say anything accurate?
I mean, fair.
Your
We
election
also
is in
talked.
less than a month,
We
motherfucker.
oh my god! Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
Less than a month.
My birthday is on Wednesday. When this comes out, my birthday will be in 3 days. But at the time
So
of recording,
in
it's
the
in
in,
6 days.
so quote unquote your birthday, according to like the release of this episode, is in 3 days.
Yeah, the 16th. This
Okay,
comes out on the 13th.
okay. On the 16th.
Yes, that's my birthday. I was born at
Your
like 8
birthday is
p.m.
in my favorite month.
Of course it is, because I'm your favorite person.
My birthday is in an awful month.
Your birthday is in like my least favorite month. No offense.
That like
No offense. I hate July.
here's also the big like brain flip, right?
Yeah,
My birthday,
is in your least
because
favorite
of
month,
where I live, is midwinter.
which I love. So technically, I love it.
But if I ever came to the US,
I would hate it.
it wouldn't be midwinter anymore.
But my birthday for you is spring. But
Yes,
then
it
you
is
would
now
come here
coming
and
up.
it'd be the fall.
I like
It'd be an
fall.
autumn. Autumn.
I prefer the name autumn.
I only say fall because it's like how I've always said it, but autumn is a nicer name. Autumn is a prettier name.
No, I think fall is regional to the US,
It is. It is. Well, parts of the
but
US even have that.
I do very much prefer autumn just because it's such a lovely name.
It is a
Like
lovely name. But I don't
autumn is such a lovely name that were I ever to consider children in my life, that it
yeah,
would
it's
be
a
a
good
name
name.
I'd consider.
It is a good name. Yawn. Everyone who's listening, have a good night, day, morning, dusk, dawn,
Dawn.
blood moon, dawn. The blood dawn rises.